Welcome to the Chris Sweet Beveree Stadium for totally free live coverage of today's National League South fixture, Hampton Richmond Borough versus St Albans City. Now, while Seb and I have been two of the fortunate ones to have been to every home game this season, today sees the much welcome return of some of our fans.
Exactly that, Matt. Yeah, it's been a long time since those fans have been back at the Beveree Stadium. So long, in fact, that one fan decided to work out exactly how long, and that is 383,040 minutes, 6,384 hours, 266 days, 38 weeks since those fans last walked through the stadium. That's 72.68% of 2020, of the year that 2020 has been. So it's been a long, long time since these fans have been through the stadium, but they're back today. And it's an absolute great news, and it's a privilege that we've had them back at the stadium today. And they are here for the battle of the best shirt sponsors in the National League South derby today, sponsored by FOTMob, Hampton Richmond, and Enter Shaqiri, the British rock band, sponsors of St Albans. It's also a cracking game, 4th v 3rd. The fans are hopefully in for a classic, and hopefully so are you. Well, welcome to the Chris Sweet Beveree Stadium. This feels proper. There are fans walking past us. We've spread hello to fans. We've spoken to the volunteers that have been here all week, making sure that they could come into the ground. But there are supporters. There are supporters in the stadium. This is great, isn't it?
It is. It's
small level, but great.
Small level, but great. I mean, it's just brilliant to see the red and blue scarves just walking around now. It feels, whilst obviously it's a smaller number of people, it feels like one step in the right direction back to normality. So it's brilliant.
It does.
And it's full credit to the club in terms of the organisation and the work that's gone on behind the scenes, because so far this has just been impeccable for me.
Yeah, exactly. Very much so, and great work. You might be able to hear actually Paul Barker, the club chaplain, in the background with issuing instructions. It's pretty noisy, but hopefully you can hear us all well. But it's just great. We have been so fortunate to be here the last few weeks, last few months, hasn't it, Matt? For the streams and stuff like that. But to have fans around and have walking around, it's just brilliant, and it's just a huge credit to everyone involved at the football club. They know who they are. And massive thanks. It's been a hell of a lot of work. Thank you very much to everyone at the Richmond Council as well that has helped us. We will need some more of their help in the coming weeks as well, but we will also need help in the National League as well. Thank you very much, so that fans could come in. But yeah, so it's been a week. It's been a hell of a week. But Matt, not only that, we had a great performance away at Chippenham.
Great performance away at Chippenham. I mean, the lads are on fire away. We've gone, I think that's 5 away games on the bounce. 5 away wins, should I say, on the bounce, which is a phenomenal achievement for Gary and the lads. And, it's fair to say that if our home form matched our away form, then we'd be sitting pretty at the top of the table. But we've been a little bit hit and miss at home this season. Obviously, a relatively heavy defeat against Hemel Hempstead, albeit there was that was a pretty busy time from a fixture congestion standpoint. But the lads they'll look up for it today. We're here to prove a point, I think.
And it's gonna make a difference, Matt. Innit? I know there will only be 100 odd fans here, but they'll be saying to them when they're getting the ball for the throw-in. They'll be saying, they'll be egging them on, they'll be cheering them on if we need it, and it will make a difference, won't it? And maybe make a difference on the St Albans players as well, because for the first time this season they're going to have some what non-league football's like, the bit of banter and stuff on the terrace. It never goes too far. It's certainly not Hampton and Richmond. I haven't seen it anyway. But
I think the interesting thing is that it sounds a bit silly, but it almost brings home advantage back, because before, whilst obviously the game was being played at the ground of the home team with no fans, we all know how important the fans are, and often it's the fans that act as the 12th man. So
exactly.
Today, I mean, from a selfish standpoint, I'm quietly very, very pleased that we are at home today. Obviously, it's upon the return of the fans. And
absolutely, and of course we'll be at home next weekend as well. So
exactly.
Fingers crossed, everything goes well today, so we have all the even more fans back next week. But one other thing that's been going a lot this week has been the Christmas Beaver Box campaign, and that has really taken really got wings as an energy drink, soft energy drink company, you might say. Actually, there's no energy drinks in the Beaver boxes, so I mustn't say that. But no, it's been brilliant this week. I was talking on Riverside Radio last night about the Beaver Box campaign, and we've had loads and loads of donations in terms of physical items and that, but also cash. So we also have got a lovely Christmas Beaver Box appeal advert, which we will show you any minute now. But yeah, thank you very much for supporting that, and thank you very much everyone. But if you do want to donate, you can donate. Go to hamptonfc.net and you will be able to donate cash, and that will go towards items to help make Christmas much better for people at this very difficult time of the year. So it is a good day today. We're trying to be positive about all sorts of things and try and be even more positive by helping those who need help this time of the year. Here's our advert. Brilliant. Yeah, of course, it's fine. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. So, yes, great advert, great campaign, great cause. Please support us if you can. You are getting the stream totally free today, and we would love it if you decided to spend that money instead or donate some money to the Christmas Beaver Box appeal. On the subject of good news, though, Hampton and Richmond Borough fans will be very pleased to know, and we're exclusively announcing it now, that Sam Deadfield has signed a contract for the rest of this season and also next season. So tying down Sam Deadfield to the football club for 18 months is a huge statement of intent from the football club and from Gary, isn't it, Matt? It's great news.
He's been the standout player this season. There's no doubt about it. His performances have been as consistent as they've ever been in a Hampton shirt for me. And when he was absent for a game or two earlier in the season, we really missed him. And I know he's a player that has almost sort of grown in confidence as time has gone on, and I know Gary has been super keen to get him signed up, and I just found out myself a few minutes ago that the good news. So it's brilliant news.
It's brilliant news, right? Yeah, and I managed to beforehand, earlier on this morning, catch up with both Gary and Sam and just get their thoughts on it and thoughts on this great move, which obviously is a great statement of intent from Gary, but also I'd like to think the football club, and Gary does mention that the football club has backed him to do this. So if we can keep players like Sam Deadfield on side for those who don't know, non-league, most of the players are on 7-day approaches, so people can come in and if they can approach for our players. Most of our players probably say no because they like the atmosphere, they like working with Gary, but obviously money and things like that can come into it. So the fact that Sam Deadfield has committed to this football club for 18 months is fantastic news. And yes, hopefully here's a video now of me talking to Gary and Sam today, obviously, to do something quite exciting. Obviously, it's a day of good news with fans back at the Beveree, but also Sam Deadfield has signed a contract, which is obviously great news for the football club. Gary, why have you got Sam on contract?
He's been catalyst to our success in the last 12 months. He's a person I like and I enjoy working with, and he's a player that definitely is very much part of what we're doing going forward. And his performances have excelled in the last 6 to 8 weeks, and he's a player that I want around me. And to get him secured for this year and next year, is a big plus for the football club, because it's players like Sam that we want to build football teams around. And he's, as I say, been a big part of what we've been of late, and I'm really pleased.
Brilliant. Sam, I don't know if that's a bit embarrassing to hear, but it's good to hear, isn't it? I mean, was it an easy decision to sign that contract?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it just on the pitch as well as off the pitch, me and the gaffer get on really well. The relationship between the both of us is really strong. So it made the decision for me fairly easy. The club's going in the right direction, and I definitely want to be a part of that as well. So yeah.
And yeah, Gary, obviously getting someone like Sam on board for the longer term shows that the club is moving in the right direction, despite being quite turbulent times off it, doesn't it? And you know, we're doing well on the pitch, but it's more exciting news and more things to keep us pushing along, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of respect to the board and the football club for seeing the vision of what I see. It'd be easy to say no. It's the time to sort of to really take stock of the pandemic and the situation that we're dealing with. But players like Sam are players that this football club needs to be making sure they look after and making sure they're part of the long-term future of this football club. It is, like Sam has just said, a football club moving in the right direction. We do have ambitions as a changing room, and we've got to make sure the players have that same perspective, and Sam is one of them. If you look at Sam, he's a winner. He's not only a talented footballer, but he's a winner as well, and he wants to be successful, and he wants the assurances that the football club want to be successful. And credit to Jack and Ben and the board, because they very much backed me and supported me on this one.
Brilliant. And then, Sam, obviously you've got a lot of plaudits lately, and obviously the man of the match performance against Oldham, and then opposition managers saying how highly rated you are in this league. Is that something that spurs you on to hopefully prove them right and keep this club going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's nice to get the recognition. I work hard off the pitch as well, so to get the recognition on the pitch is lovely. I just hope, I can keep it going, because that consistency is what can take you to the next level. So I hope I can keep it going.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, guys, and good luck today.
Cheers.
Brilliant. Well, yes, you're back with us now, and as you can see, the camera is focused on. I think there might be a fan. That's one of the fans walking in. I can see Josh Walling in the bottom right-hand corner, and I can see Robbie as well, a Hampton and Richmond favourite. Isn't it great, Matt?
It's unbelievable.
The fans are back.
The fans are back.
Some of the fans, of course, obviously, some of you are watching this now. And hopefully you'll be here next week. There is going to be a gradual ramp up of attendance and capacity, and it's all to do with authorities, permissions and stuff like that. So please bear with us, but it's great to have fans with us at the time. And for those of you who are watching now, whoever you're watching from St Albans as well, so thank you very much for joining us. If you are watching from Hertfordshire and St Albans, is it in Hertfordshire, I think?
Yeah,
yes,
I think it is in Hertfordshire. Yeah,
sorry,
that's
Matt,
the thing,
I put you
man.
on the spot there. Anyway,
No, it is
let's have a
Hertfordshire.
look. We're going to have a look at the teams in a minute for this Vanarama National League South game between Hampton and Richmond Borough and St Albans City. We have a match between 4th v 3rd. This is a huge game today, and let's have a look at the two teams. There's been a couple of changes for Hampton and Richmond. There's no doubt about that, because of an impending Nico Muir suspension. But the teams will be coming up on your screen any moment now, and it's great to it's great, obviously, that let's not forget as well, these two teams, Matt, we've seen a St Albans and Hampton Richmond game already this season, the opening game of the season, and it was a 1-0 defeat for Hampton and Richmond Borough. It was a tough night, that, but we've gone from strength to strength since then, apart from Hemel defeat aside. But the teams for today's game, obviously. Obviously we have Alan Julian in goal. I say obviously, there was a fitness test for Alan Julian today, which he just obviously passed because he's in goal. And then we've got Sam Cox, Dean Inman, Miles Anderson and Kyron Farrell in defence. We've got Tyrell Miller-Rodney, Jake Gray and Sam Deadfield in midfield. And then we've got Nathan Minhas, Rui Donaldson and Ryan Gondo. So I say Nathan Minhas is the number 9 in that. Obviously Rui Donaldson and Ryan Gondo either side. And then on the bench, and because I think Miles Bowman hasn't been on the bench as much recently, I think Gary, only having 5 subs has taken the risk of not having a sub goalie on. But because Alan Julian did have a fitness test, Miles Bowman is on the bench. And then we also have Luke Ruddock, the moustached Luke Ruddock, looking wonderful, as you would have seen on our Twitter this week. We've got David Fisher on the bench, who did play very well against Chippenham the other night and was full of running. But I think purely with the absence of Nico Muir, we just need that bit more presence up front, because there's no doubt about it, Nico Muir gives you that presence. And Nathan Minhas will give that instead this week. But and then we've also got Wilson Carvalho on the bench and Christian Smith. Not a bad bench if I'm from a Hampton Richmond Borough perspective. Matt, run us through the St Albans teams, and I'm doing this for Matt because there's a few of them and we came unstuck on the commentary in the first game of the season. But Matt has asked the St Albans guys for the correct pronunciations. Please let us know in the chat if we've got them wrong, but hopefully these will be right. Matt,
I'm under the spotlight now, Seb, thanks for that. number 1, Michael Johnson. Number 3, Tom Bender. Number 4, Kyron Wiltshire. Number 5, James Colocci. Number 6, Michael Clark. Number 8, Solomon Nuabuki. Number 9, ex-Beaver, Sean Jeffers. Number 11, Zane Banton. Number 16, Mitchell Weiss. Number 18, Munesh Sundaya. Number 19, Joy McKenna. Substitutes for St Albans today: number 2, Stanley Devante. Number 12, Dave Dijou. Number 14, David Noble, back following missing out on the Eastbourne game. Number 15, Joseph Chidial Siku.
Very well done.
And number 20, Luke Warner Ellie.
Brilliant, Matt. Thank you very much. That was hard. Also, I think that a couple of the graphics might not have been 100% accurate on the Hampton and Richmond lineup. So hopefully, when you heard my commentary, that is definitely the right one. But that's fine. Doesn't matter. Look at this. Hampton and Richmond Borough are coming out to a sorted number of fans all around the stadium, which is great to see. You can hear the clapping. And look, it's not a normal match day at the Chris Sweet Beveree Stadium, but it's closer to a match day as we've been this season. So yes, fantastic. Matt, it's going to be a tough game, though, isn't it, today? What a game to come back to.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. It is going to be a tough.
Third place for a reason, and they're unbeaten.
Well, they are unbeaten, Seb, and as you say, quite unusually, we played St Albans at the beginning of the season, first game of the season, and you and I both agreed, Seb, that day. I mean, we were unfortunately 1-0 losers that day, and we both said they were a very, very strong side, and they've gone on to prove that they are. I think they're unbeaten. So,
there is. We've got
that says it all.
Camera freeze, I think, at the moment with our stream, but hopefully we'll sort that out, and hopefully you can still hear us, I think. But don't worry, we can hear. You can obviously you can hear us. That's great. Sorry, but don't worry, we'll get that sorted as soon as possible. But we're back. Thank you very much, Dave. Thank you very much. Brilliant work. And again, once again, thank you very much to the volunteers. We are so indebted to them, and hopefully you guys appreciate the hard work they put in. But yes, so it's going to be a very, very good game, and there's no doubt about it. St Albans are a great side. I mean, and they've beaten us already this season. There's no doubt it's going to be a tough game. So, but the Beavers have been in fine form. Six goals. Not 6 goals. We scored 6 goals last Saturday. 6 goals last Saturday. 3 goals on Tuesday night. That's 9 goals in 2 games. So that's pretty impressive, isn't it, Matt? Let's be honest.
It is. And it was the one part of the pitch that I think Gary, by his own admission, would say. He certainly was saying earlier in the season that we weren't firing all cylinders up top. Said we were, defensively pretty sound, but at top, the goals scored sort of spoke for themselves, really. But as you say, is it 9-2 we've got?
Yeah, 9-2.
Which is a
look at the league table now. It shows just shows how close this game is going to be today. Two form sides, 4th v 3rd. What an impressive. I think if you just said to me after the St Albans game last time, the next time we played St Albans, that we'd be 4th. I would have snapped your hand off. Obviously, this game has moved forward because we were supposed to have an FA Trophy weekend this weekend. So we would have played St Albans a lot further on, but both teams quite rightly, and even more so now that the fans are here, even more so the game got put back. So it's great to have it's great to have football, isn't it? And great to have some fans here, and obviously all of you watching and listening from afar, wherever you are. Please let us know in the chat where you're watching from, and please let us know. If there's any questions, we're going to have a chat with Jack Labar, the chairman, at half-time. So please let us know if you want to ask Jax any questions about anything to do with the football club, and Jack will try and answer them at half-time. But before that, we'll have 45 minutes of National League South action, Matt, and I'm excited. Let's just hope that both two good teams are going to go at each other. And last time that happened here at this place, it was Dartford versus Hampton and Richmond Borough. That was first v 4th now, and that was a great game. And it's all set up. It's all set up to be a great game, and I hope for the returning fans and for those of you watching, it's a great game of football. And it is, it's got all the makings of it, but football can do some strange things. But Matt, I'm not going to ask you for a score prediction, but
we can talk about a couple of their danger men.
Go on, do that, Matt.
We know all about Nuabuki. and I have to be very carefully there when I do that pronunciation.
The best player on the pitch last time.
I think you and I gave him Radio Beaver Man of the Match there. I mean, he was excellent. I think he was the goal scorer as well on that day. Very, very good player, and he was a key part of the St Albans team that led to them getting the victory that day. The other danger man for me is Sean Jeffers. I mean, we know all about Sean from his brief loan spell with us.
In the playoff season.
Yeah, in the playoff season, he was. Sean's got good pedigree. He's sharp up top. He scored an absolute worldie.
I would argue, Matt, that's the goal of the season. Dartford away.
It was Dartford.
Last minute as well.
Last minute.
I would argue that was the goal of the season.
Fantastic.
And
goal.
I don't think many people will beat that. Mind you, saying that, Rui Donaldson right in front of me. That was some strike the other day against Chippenham.
Very good. Very good.
So was Nico Muirs, but he won't be playing today. So. Well, Gary alluded to in his pre-match interview that he was very unhappy with Nico's 5 bookings, but yes, it's something in an area of the game he definitely can improve on, of course, and we don't want to see him missing many more games going forward, do we, Matt? But
no, we don't.
Certainly is Hampton Richmond Borough persuasion. But if you are joining us and you are a neutral, or if you are a St Albans fan, we do look. We have. I'm on the board at Hampton and Richmond Borough. Matt's on the supporters trust. We are Hampton and Richmond Borough fans. There's no doubt about it. We are fans of Hampton and Richmond Borough, but we will try and provide as much neutral commentary as we possibly can. Okay, sometimes the master slightly slip, and we do apologise to St Albans fans who are listening, but look, we just hope that it's a good game of football here, and we all get a bit of entertainment one way or another this Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. and thank you very much for joining us. And if you do wish to reward us for hopefully what is a great streaming service, hopefully it will be. Hopefully it's been okay so far. Hopefully this has given you a taster of what it will be like. But then please go to hamptonfc.net and the Christmas Beaver Box appeal. But here we are now. We've got the teams lining up. One thing me and Matt will mention at some point is the linesman. Very familiar face, but we won't talk about that just yet.
No. Let's
anyone who followed our coverage of the
wait until an opportune
FA
moment.
Cup game will probably be ruining the fact that we might have to talk about this linesman again. But let's not. Let's be kind.
Yeah, let's give a little clue. Let's just keep an eye on Nathan Minas's shirt.
Yes, let's do. But Sam Deadfield about to take the kick-off for this game, and Sam Deadfield recently signed and. Come on, you Beavers, is a big shout behind the goal, and isn't that nice to hear, Matt? Isn't that nice to hear? Come on, you Beavers. So, yes, the game is underway, and as is customary sometimes, at all levels of football, the ball goes straight out for a throw-in from the kick-off. But yes, it's a frantic start, and there's Terrell Miller-Rodney with his feet on the ball after... remember, indiscretion, shall we say, Matt, after the St Albans game in the last minute. But he has been integral to this resurgence of the Hampton and Richmond side in recent weeks, hasn't he? He's been brilliant, and it's great to have him back. So,
he plays in such an important role in front of the back four.
Yeah, he does. So, and obviously with that, we see Sam Cox, Captain Sam Cox, obviously, playing right back. And again, what a great player to have back and playing regularly. And also one player we must mention, Matt, and I think we do on a regular basis, to be fair, but my first to be fair of the day, you will regular listeners will be pleased to hear that. Miles Anderson, here for another 28 days, been brilliant since he's come in, hasn't he?
He has, and big shoes to fill with Charlie Wassmer out and Luke Ruddick out, and he's come in and he's looked very at home in the heart of the defence. I think he's been fantastic, Sam. I really do.
He has, and he's about to head the ball in a minute. I think he is. I know he's going to let it bounce and then hoof it upfield, and not too bad towards the big head of Rui Donaldson, but a bit of ping pong at the moment, bit of head tennis, shall we say. And it's the ball, it's not a bad ball though from Dean Inman towards Nathan Minas, but it's well defended by the right back from St Albans. It's going to be, and you obviously St Albans fans will know this, and this is what I called before the game, the battle of the best shirt sponsors in the National League South. Obviously FOTMob, great supporters of Hampton and Richmond Borough and non-league football, the best live scores app around, FOTMob on our emblazoned across our red and navy hoops. But enter Shaqiri emblazoned across the yellow shirts of St Albans. Now, for the older amongst you, Enter Shaqiri are a very good rock band, I think it's fair to say, and I think they are from St Albans, and they're sponsoring their local side, which is absolutely brilliant, isn't it, Matt?
It's great. Yeah, it's great. it's brilliant to see sort of local connections like that for me.
Yeah.
It's
And
what it's all about.
Using their worldwide fan base to, and I do believe their shirts are being sent all around the world. With vintage Kiri shirts. So
really
if there are any bands from the Hampton area that have got a worldwide fan base, then please do let us know at the football club. And we've got room on the back of our shirts and our sleeve. I'm not for 1 second saying that we should replace the FOTMOB sponsorship. If Kurt in Norway, if you are listening, I'm not saying that for a second. But yes, anyway, the game is just we're just waiting for it to sort of settle down a bit frantic, isn't it, Matt, so far?
Yeah, it is, Seb. Both teams, sort of equal really so far.
Both keen.
Yeah, pretty high paced. Sort of frantic start to the game, as you say, Seb.
Yeah, and there's some, but again, it's just quite strange, Matt. We've been used to having no one in there, obviously in the stadium, and just seeing fans in the background. I know there's only handfuls, but you know what? Isn't that great?
I mean, it is. There are only a few, as you say, but this is effectively a test event for the club. And full credit to everyone behind the scenes to get us to a position where we can welcome fans back so soon after the government announcement.
So soon after the government announcement, and it came very quickly and a surprise to a lot of people. But a lot of people, a lot of non-league clubs, and I'm sure St Albans are no different, are working around the clock to get fans back in the stadium. And I do like St Albans ground, Matt, despite the defeats.
It's a nice ground.
Yeah, it's a lovely ground, isn't it? So hopefully you St Albans fans get a chance to go to your home game very soon as well. But thank you very much for joining us if you are joining us. And yeah, the game is sort of, it's been a bit scrappy, there's no doubt about it. Great play from Miles Anderson, very assured, and we've seen a lot of that since his move on loan from Weymouth. And that's a lovely ball towards Nathan Minas, who's leading the line today in the absence of the suspended Nico Muir. Nico has totted up 5 bookings this season. That's great interplay between him and Rui Donaldson. Lovely ball across the face of goal. And you're almost asking, Matt, where is someone there?
Yeah, no, exactly right, Seb.
But anyway, Hampton on the attack. Terrell flicks the ball towards the keeper, but it's well defended by St Albans. Terrell's got the ball back there, and it looks like he's gonna. No, and Jake Gray with a shot, and it goes off for a corner to Hampton Richmond. First real sort of pressure from either side here, and it's the Beavers who have got the first corner of the game, Matt.
Yeah, good play by Minas up there. Great ball from Anderson up to our big number 9, and as you say, great ball across the goal, but not enough players in there for Hampton. But Hampton just sort of picked up the pace a little bit in the last minute or two, and it's a corner ball for, I believe that's Kyron Farrell. Is that Farrell? Yeah, it is Farrell taking the corner kick for Hampton.
Anyway, here we go. Kyron Farrell, who's been brilliant at set pieces this season, hasn't he? He's been excellent. Swings the ball in, close towards the keeper, and it's Diniman's head, and it rebounds off the defender onto Diniman's head and goes wide. I don't think that did rebound off Diniman's head onto a defender, didn't it, Matt?
Yeah, no, it did, and correct decision from the referee there.
Yeah.
But it's only taken us 5 or 6 minutes to mention Dean Inman's head.
Well, it's only taken us 5 minutes. I mean, we mentioned it before that, don't we, Matt? But
yeah,
no,
we do. He's been a rock at the back for the Beavers this season.
Rock.
Yeah.
The rock of rocks. What's
the
rock of
rocks?
Gibraltar. The rock of Gibraltar.
People will get bored of us saying how much we love Dean Inman, but he truly has been magnificent for Hampton this season so far. He really has.
And anyway, the players defend. That's a very, very. I mean, it's quite dark here, isn't it, Matt? I imagine the floodlights will be coming on very soon.
Imminently, I'd suggest.
Imminently. The ball's.
Here we go.
Literally, they must have.
Look at that.
And I know they take about 2 minutes to get on, so yeah, they're coming on. If that was our excited reaction. It saved Dave Rees a walk anyway. But Hampton and Richmond Borough with a bit of possession and territory. That's a lovely ball from Kyron Farrell to Jake Gray to the byline, who hits it back, but it's well defended. Just a bit too close to the St Albans centre defender there, and St Albans are on the attack. Shane Jeffers, a lovely hold-up play from the big number 9 there, but well tackled by Miles Anderson, who's on the run here and tries to thread the ball through to Nathan Minas, who's through on goal, and that's a great save. He's tried to lift it just over, and I tell you what, credit due to Miles Anderson for the through ball, and that isn't a bad idea from Nathan Menas. He's tried to lift it over him, and it's hit the shoulder.
I think he's done the right thing.
I think he's done the right
He's
thing.
done the
It's a
right
good
thing,
save.
and it's a it's a really,
save.
really, really good
And the
save.
keeper might have injured himself. He's on the ground at the moment.
Miles Anderson, Seb.
Miles Anderson, great
Wow.
tackle, great play to bring the ball, and a lovely pass threaded through beautifully to Nathan Menas.
We shouldn't actually lose sight. I mean, the guy is incredibly experienced, Anderson.
Yeah,
he's got a very, very good CV.
He has. But a corner to Hampton and Richmond Borough now. Here we go. Second corner for the Beavers today. Kyron Farrell will take it, and we heard a "Come on, you Beavers" chant, and it wasn't again. It's just nice to hear, and I know I might keep going on about that, and I hope it doesn't rub it in for those who can't make it. But it's just nice to feel a bit more normal. We only feel normal when there's 600, 700, 800. Who knows how many we can get in if we continue this great form. Then it will only feel really normal then, but it's nice to feel a bit more normal because it has felt very strange. I mean, the Sam Deadfield penalty against Bath City,
Oh, yeah.
that was very weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Silence, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Silence.
yeah.
Definitely silent. But anyway, the Beavers have made a bright start here, and Nathan Minhas, I think he did everything right, really, and maybe arguably would have liked to have got more height on his shot. But I think you put that down as a good save because the keeper came out quickly as well.
Yeah.
So however much height he would have got on it, he would have. But anyway, and there's number 8 from St Albans with a great attack there.
Yeah.
And it's a
Nuabuki
corner
showing his...
I mean, no surprise, is it, Matt? Anyone that listened to Radio Beaver for the first game of the season between St Albans and Hampton and Richmond Borough, we obviously couldn't say his name properly.
We did struggle,
but he was fantastic, and he scored the winning goal, of course.
Yeah.
He was brilliant, and I do believe that he's been brilliant for St Albans for most of the rest of this season. So, but yes, Matt, corner for St Albans here. Dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
Some big lads for St Albans there in the box. Ball swings in, goes to the far post, and it's going to go all the way out towards the biggest of lads, the number 5, who hasn't kept it in. The number 5, James Colocci. But yes, it's a good team. I mean, of course it's a good team. St Albans are 3rd in the league, aren't they, Matt? I mean, Ian Allenson, an experienced manager, isn't he? And didn't have a great time by all accounts last season, did they? And I think they were definitely down the lower end of the table, which I think was a bit of a surprise to most, actually, because I think the season before they were definitely around the playoff positions, if not in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I can't quite remember.
St Albans they're always there and thereabouts, aren't they? Really, certainly in recent.
But there's a player down at the moment.
Seasons.
You might not be able to see this. Oh, you might be able to.
I can't quite see who that is, actually.
I think it's Nathan Minas. Nathan Minas from the defender, from the corner. As one, it looks like an arm injury, and he's not looking too clever.
I think that could be a facial injury.
Oh no, it's a facial injury. Not again. If that is Nathan Minas, Matt, how many times does he get smacked in the face?
Yeah, quite often, Seb.
Every game he's played. He's had a face injury, and not.
Yeah, I'm just looking over the far side actually, and David Fisher has been told to warm up. He's just put his. I think
it's a bloody nose. I can hear Alan Julian saying to
right,
okay, Donaldson right in front of us. It's a nose, and again, I'm not. The last time Nathan Minas played here, I do believe, and I stand to be corrected if you are Hampton Richmond Borough persuasion, and you do know, I think it was the Hemel game, Matt. He came on a sub and just absolutely clattered in the face. It was accidental.
Yeah,
there wasn't anything malicious.
Well, he was knocked out for he certainly looked like he was knocked out.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I think a game before. Did he not have to come off? Okay, anyway, all I'm saying is he gets himself in the. He puts himself about, and obviously let's not forget his screamer he scored against Billericay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I know there weren't many. Me and Ben Morton, who sat behind me, we were extremely lucky to be at that game last week where Hampton Richmond Borough scored 6. But the reaction for the 6th goal that Hampton scored, and the fact that it was Nathan Minas, was probably my highlight of that game. The whole bench got up because I think they saw how hard he worked in, how hard he's worked in training, how hard he's worked in the brief chances he's got, and it was a great goal, and it was brilliant. It was great to see, and he deserves his chance today. Obviously we would love to have Nico Muir in this starting lineup. Of course we would. He scored 6 goals this season. He's one of the best strikers in the league. But you know what? Hopefully, if he can get his nose sorted, to put no finer point on it, then we'd be great to see him back on the pitch.
I think for Nathan, he can consider himself pretty unlucky. He's been playing second fiddle to as you say, Seb. Nico Muir, who's he's had Football League experience, Nico, and Nathan, to be fair to him, has come in when required and has come up with the goods more often than not. So.
And Nathan, it looks like he's going to have to go in the changing room. I'm just having a look now. This is a bad facial injury for Nathan Minhas here. This is really not good. And the Dr. Fowdy, one of the new recruits to the Hampton and Richmond Borough cause, who's been a feature now, is going to have to, hopefully not, but there's going to have to be some, he's walking off the pitch, and David Fisher has been called back. In fact, David Fisher is going to be coming on, and that is a real shame for Nathan Minhas, isn't it? Because it's been a great day, positive day around for the Beavers so far. The fans are back. Sam Deadfield contract, we've made a bright start, but
I think that could be broken. That could be broken nose territory.
And that is so unlucky for the lad. So unlucky. And it looks like David. I've called him David, and if David Fisher's parents are watching, I do apologise. It's David Fisher, who's recently joined us from AFC Wimbledon's youth setup. Very highly rated at AFC Wimbledon. Could have got a couple on Tuesday. I think he would have been a little bit annoyed that he didn't, to be fair. And that's only because of the quality of the player he is. But he's going to be coming on for Nathan Minhas. Oh no, actually, I take this all back.
That's Wilson Carvalho, I think.
Carvalho's going to be coming on.
Yeah.
Apologies. But Nathan Minhas, I think the story for that, Matt, Nathan Minhas, how unlucky can you get?
Well, I mean, it's incredibly unlucky, Seb, but his welfare is obviously the top priority. He's walking off the pitch. It's going to be interesting to see how Hampton are going to, because we don't obviously now have an out-and-out striker up top. I mean, it looks to me, if I'm looking at this correctly, you've got Gondo and Carvalho playing as a top two.
Well, and that's not bad actually, because Gondo, Gondo has moved more centrally a number of times this season anyway. St Albans are on the attack here. The number 18, Sundari. It is Sundari, isn't it, Matt? Sorry,
Sundai.
Sundai. Sorry, we've got all these checked beforehand, and it's just But
knew a bookie there.
But it's So it looks like Hampton and Richmond Borough may be going 4-4-2.
I think
no, 4-3-2.
Carvalho's definitely up on the
Carvalho's
at the top, isn't he?
Side here. And he's just in front of him. He's just thrown his gloves off. He's obviously not. It's not cold. It's not cold enough for that. But he's on. He's got the burners and boosters on here. Great. Look at that pace, Matt. A great pace from Carvalho, isn't it? Goes towards the byline now.
Well done.
Puts a lovely ball in towards the far. It looked like it was going to reach Ryan Gondo at the far post there, didn't it, Matt? But cleared by St Albans. Good. That's a great chance for great opening move, shall we say, from Wilson Carvalho.
Yeah, no, it was. He's looking sharp.
That's I nearly said a great shot there, but
Sundar again.
I tell you what, he wrapped his leg around it though, didn't he, Matt? And,
he did.
But he put too much on it, and it's gone high and wide.
Into row Z.
If we had a row Z, that would
into row. Well, what is that? Row F.
But anyway, hopefully, if you are joining us here, we are. This is our free YouTube live coverage of our National League South games here at the Chris Sweet Beveree Stadium. And if this is totally free, I know we're very fortunate because our great volunteers and the technical knowledge and great work by the volunteers to be able to provide this for free. If you want to donate or you want to spend some money that maybe you would have spent on a stream, which obviously some of these match passes and things like that, then we are running a Christmas Beaver Box Appeal initiative, and that's on our website hamptonfc.net. We're trying to do 100 boxes for people at this Christmas time that will give them everything they need for Christmas. Turkeys, pigs in blankets, snacks, even some presents in there. But we're trying to do 100 boxes for 100 different families in our local community. hamptonfc.net, please donate if you can. Anyway, St Albans on the attack here. Looked like it was a handball right in front of us, but maybe not. It was a bit unfortunate. But anyway, the ball goes all the way back to Alan Julian in goal. Matt, how long have we played?
We are, what are we in? 15, 16 minutes.
15, 16 minutes in. I think Hampton Richmond Borough have looked the slightly stronger side, but
I've just noticed Alan Julian's in a different colour strip, actually.
He is. I think he is because I think St Albans are in green. The St Albans keeper's in a luminous green.
Ah, yes.
So we have got various options of a luminous kit, which are available on ksteamwear.co.uk on our Hampton and Richmond Borough page. So what great defending from Kyron. The 218s there going at it. And it was strong defending from Kyron Farrell there. Yes, of course, Christmas is coming up, so if you want to buy the new kit or any bit of the Joma, FOTMOB, HRBFC range, please go to our ksteamwear.co.uk, I think it is. It might be ksteamwear.com, or go to our website. There's a link on there to get some. But anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough on the attack. Miles Anderson has had a very good game so far, hasn't he, Matt?
He has. Yeah, I like him, Seb.
Hampton have looked ever so slightly stronger and have slightly more not ruthless, it's the wrong word, slightly more dominant in the final third, but I think it's been a decent start from both sides.
It's been a good start, yeah. I mean, Miller Rodney's not looked unfazed at all in the middle of the park there, so we've hardly had to say his name, and you know, we all know how much of an important cog he is. For Hampton.
What I've been impressed so far, though, some of the hold-up play from Sean Jeffers.
He's looked good.
I mean, we've had good defending, if nothing else, against him.
That's a foul.
Free kick.
Going back to shape, Seb. I mean, it does. I'm pretty sure that. I mean, Carvalho's certainly gone up top, leading the line for Hampton, and I think Gondo's the most sort of attacking other player to support Carvalho. But it's interesting because, you know, without a tall sort of number 9 target man that we normally play with, it's definitely changed the shape for Hampton.
Have we done a tweet saying we're live?
Big kick upfield by St Albans goalkeeper.
I don't think there is.
Miles Anderson just stumbled then and made a very good header.
He's clapping his teammate, but it was good defending.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Matt, the Beveree looks lovely, doesn't it? The sun. It's one of those winter days where we've got low sunlight, a bit of grey cloud. The floodlights are on. The browns and yellows of the leaves, and the floodlights are on. And there's also Matt. There's fans. Lining some of the perimeter of the fences, which is great to see, obviously. And
I think someone's asked on
those of you who are watching that would go and watch Hampton and Richmond Borough if given the choice. Hopefully, we'll see you again very soon, maybe as soon as next week. Please keep up to date on hamptonfc.net, and we will put, as soon as we have information, we always put it up there. But we only want to give out the right information and the information that won't change very quickly, which does happen quite a lot at the moment in this ever-changing world for all manner of reasons. But isn't it great? We've made a start anyway, so that's good. But anyway, it's been 20 minutes in, I think, Matt, hasn't it? Something like that.
A bit less than that. Sort of 18.
I can't see the
I think we are
with the graphic.
Yeah,
on,
we're 18 and a half in, I think it is roughly.
You know, I'm not blind. I do wear glasses. I don't, although I didn't have glasses on in the opener, Matt. I looked a bit tired. I thought. I looked all of my 40 years in the opener, which I hope you all enjoyed. And thanks very much to Stefan Rance for the facts and figures. But Ryan Gondo hasn't had as much of an influence on the game in the opening 20 minutes as he has done in the last couple of away games, and it has to be said, he has been excellent.
He's been a breath of fresh air, hasn't he?
And in fact, he has a 100% record since he's been at the Beavers.
What
a stat will have to give, that one or the St Albans being unbeaten. So you know, one of those stats will have to give. Look at the sun there over there. If you can you see that on the?
Yeah. So you can see the sun. It does. This is quite a picture, actually.
It is a picture, and it would be nice if we've got our great photographer Tom Morton here. Great header from Sam Deadfield. If you are joining us late, Sam Deadfield has signed an 18-month contract with Hampton and Richmond Borough. In my opinion, one of the best players in the league, and not just my opinion, some other people's opinions. He's now committed to Hampton and Richmond Borough Football Club for 18 months, which can only be a good thing for those of a Beaver persuasion. Matt, have we had any stuff come through on the chat?
We did get asked the question whether how many fans are in.
How many fans are in? It's around 100. That was around 100. It was around 100. We will get an official attendance figure because the anoraks in us would love to find out who is here and who is not. But yes, around 100. It's mainly season ticket holders from this season and last season, and McCann 12-man fund members. We will be putting the season tickets back on sale as soon as we can. Guarantee entry for those season tickets. Obviously, again, so many rules and regulations, so we will be doing that as soon as possible. So as soon as we can, and great. Anyway, Wilson Carvalho right in front of us. Great turn there, and he gets Rui Donaldson, what a player Rui Donaldson is. If you are not familiar with Hampton and Richmond Borough, that was a foul, wasn't it, Matt?
It was a foul, and great. To be fair to Carvalho, he's played for that.
He has played for that
brilliantly. You know, it was a definite foul, and he's used his experience there
and his pace as well.
And his
Matt.
pace.
He's got in front of a couple of times now.
He's looked good, Seb, since he's come on. I have to say,
well,
he really has.
He's looked brighter than Ryan Gondo, and I'm not casting aspersions on Ryan Gondo, the brilliant Ryan Gondo for us so far. I'm just saying that. I keep saying this, but what a lovely picture.
It does look good, and we also should not underestimate the temperature that we
it's
are.
Very cold.
It is absolutely freezing.
And I've forgotten
right
my
now.
gloves, but Matt's got his on. But anyway, it's sort of like a corner. This 18, Kyron Farrell with his wand of a left foot is going to swing this in for the Beavers. Are we going to see a chance for the Beavers here? Kyron Farrell with the ball in. Oh, it's Terrell Miller-Rodney who's going to head towards the.
He's done well to get ahead on that.
I tell you what, and it went high and up, but very comfortably taken in the end by the St Albans keeper. So Matt, Hampton Richmond Borough, I would say, have had the better of this game, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So far, you know, we're looking good, and we've not had that killer instinct up top just yet. But yeah, so far, I think commentators' curse, of course.
And that's great play from the wing player. And it's great defending. The two teams.
Well played,
It's a real battle so far between Kyron Farrell and Manouche Sinderi. I'm really sorry if I hope I said that right. I've got it written down here.
Well, I'm going with Sundial.
Yeah. We've got them written down, the pronunciations, but in the heat of the moment, we don't know if we said it right. So anyway, if there are, Matt, we were about to go in the chat. We'll go in the chat in a minute after the St Albans corner, which I think is their second of the game, and some 3 parakeets just flying over the ground. Leafy suburbs here, obviously, but it's well cleared, headed away by Dean Neiman, but maybe it's still into danger.
Well done,
not that much danger because Terrell Miller-Rodney has cleared it very well. Yeah, the parakeets. You see a lot of parakeets around here, Matt, because of proximity to Richmond Park, Bushy Park. Sorry, Bushy.
Yes.
Because back in the day, someone let some parakeets loose in Richmond Park.
I think it might have been Teddington Studios.
Anyway, let's stop talking about the birds and Hampton Richmond Borough on the attack. But we do try and. I'm not for a second saying we're as good as Test Match Special, but we do try and talk about some of the other things to do. But yeah, around football.
Well, we've had biscuits and all sorts.
Yeah, we had a custard cream versus Bourbon chat last week. And this week we're going to have a Shorties versus Bourbon debate, and well, we shall see. But anyway, let's get back to the football, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. Slightly irreverent. There may be the odd. We will definitely try not to, obviously, but we may sometimes get. May move into football fan territory, and maybe. Yeah, cheer for the one side or the other, or maybe utter the words that probably. Hopefully not. We do try and tell ourselves not to. But yeah, hopefully slightly different coverage, and it's for free as well. So it's not like we can give you your money back, is it? If you are unhappy with our bad language, Matt.
Precisely. But in truth.
Sorry, that was cheeky of me. And,
yeah, exactly. No,
anyway, I would say. Sorry, Matt. Give us your summary of the first half so far.
$1 million question. I think it's been a pretty tight game actually, Seb. There's been some standout performances. Hampton have defended very well. Miles Anderson's had a good game. Farrell's had a good game. Much of the play has actually been on the left-hand side. Hence why Gondo and Cox have been pretty quiet. We have shaded it. There's no doubt about that. But with a team with Sean Jeffers up top, and going back to a point we were saying earlier on about Nuad Bouaki, the St Albans midfield won the game for St Albans in my opinion. First game of the season, and the likes of Deadfield, Miller-Rodney, Jake Gray have got to be on tops of their games today.
We've definitely looked better today, haven't we?
I think we have, yeah.
We definitely looked better than we did. We didn't really click at the game against St Albans.
No.
But one thing I would say is that the midfield is strong. But again, Sean Jeffers only needs a split second. That goal against that wonderful goal against Dartford. And if you haven't seen it, anyway, looks like Rui Donaldson in the penalty box lays it back. Oh, it does. It looked like it was going to go towards Jake Gray. Oh my goodness, the ball was all around the penalty box there. But anyway, Sam Deadfield picks it up and gets that composure on the ball that we were wanting in those stages. Terrell Miller-Rodney goes down, but it's not a free kick. That's a great tackle from Jake Gray. And Jake Gray tries to set Rui Donaldson free. Well played, Jake Gray, there, by the way. Great play. What I was trying to say was, if you haven't seen the Sean Jeffers goal versus Dartford, have a look, because it's absolutely fantastic. And it was in the 90th minute against the league leaders at the time. Second, if not second, not many teams are going to go to Dartford and win 1-0 this season. And St Albans did, and Sean Jeffers scored. Well, it's absolute worldie and every all day long, wasn't it, Matt? And that's
it was a great goal.
He will have to be kept under closer watch for the majority of this game, all of this game, to the 93rd, 94th, 95th minute until the referee blows his whistle, of course. But yes.
We've had nearly 400 followers, watchers, shall I say,
that's
so
not
far,
bad, considering,
which is good. I mean,
considering the 120 in here that probably would be watching this, hardcore, the Hampton and Richmond Borough season tickets. That's great.
We've got viewers as far afield as Greece, America. I'm looking at here. Austria, no surprises as to who that is. Seb coming in.
Welcome.
Mr. Alec Barry, I can
and
see.
Talking of fans back at this stadium, we'd love to have Alec Barry
come on, get back on that plane.
Yeah,
get back over here to Southwest London. We're missing you, mate.
We are missing you, Alec, but I hope you're doing extremely well. Your Instagram feed is an app. If you want to go on Instagram, Alec, put your Instagram account details in the chat and we'll put it out, because I tell you what, his feed at the moment, snow, football pitches, bottles of beer, Beavers games, watching from afar in the Alps is pretty impressive. So, Alec, thank you very much for joining us, and thanks to everyone joining us here for this decent game so far. I think Hampton Richmond Borough have certainly been on top, but
there's not been a huge number of clear-cut opportunities. To be fair,
maybe
I'm to be fairing it now.
Yeah, no, not dominant, not totally dominant by any stretch of the imagination. No. But what I would say is, but how many times this season have we said Hampton Richmond Borough haven't made the most of that opportunity? Not the last couple of games. Anyway, Wilson Carvalho through on goal, lays it through to Rui Donaldson, but it's offside. It's offside. Rui Donaldson was offside. The linesman put his flag up straight away.
I can't believe Wilson Carvalho has passed it. Sir.
Well, there you are, Matt. Matt is surprised he's passed it.
I can't believe he's passed that. I'm sorry. From where Gary is absolutely fuming. I don't know why he's passed that across. He's through.
My argument would be that he's passed it across because I assume, to be fair to him, Rui Donaldson has scored.
If you're Gary McCann,
I know what you mean, though. I wasn't expecting him to pass it.
You're going to be wanting your number 7 one-on-one with the keeper to slot that home.
And I can hear Ian Allison, St Albans manager now, absolutely furious with his side, and he's just uttered the words, "Stop going through the emotions."
Yes, there you go.
And I think that's probably they're going to see that as a wake-up call. But
there's some pretty laboured performances out there, so I'm not going to pinpoint certain ones.
Put the goal up, of course, but that's because
Fotmob is
that's because there's someone here. Yeah. There's someone here, and he's got a button that will literally press the button, and it will be corrected in a minute. And it's it's 0-0. The score is still 0-0 between St Albans and Hampton Richmond. That was Hampton Richmond Borough did have the ball in the net, and it was just judged to offside. It looks like the 18 for St Albans might be in some bother here. If you are just joining us, Nathan Minas, the number 9 for Hampton Richmond Borough, so unfortunate with facial injuries. It's bizarre, really, how it keeps happening. We're not talking Phil Jones levels of clumsiness here. We're talking about someone who's got desire, wants to get to the ball, and has just come unstuck a couple of times. But St Albans, is he going to come back on? He looks like he is going to come back on.
This is Sunday. He's had a good game for St Albans.
He has. The battle between him and Karen Farrell, who I think Karen Farrell, if there's a better left back in this league, I've yet to see him. And that might be being a bit biased, but Karen Farrell is brilliant. And look, you don't let someone of Rene Steers quality leave if you haven't got a good option, and in options you've got Karen Farrell at left back.
Farrell for me, he was knocking on the door for player of the season last season. I thought he was excellent.
I think he's one of the. I think he's already top. Yeah, and I can see one person I can see, Dr. One thing I can see is Dr. Fowdy walking round. So that doesn't mean. I think that means he's not gone to hospital with Nathan Minas. Which is a good sign, because last time I saw him walking off the pitch with a player, it was Charlie Wassemer at Hemel Hempstead in the FA Cup match, Matt, and he obviously had to go to hospital.
He's not kicked a ball for the Beavers since, has he?
Yeah, he hasn't, unfortunately, and hopefully we'll have him back soon. But Karen Farrell on the wing here. Do you know what? We're playing some intricate stuff in the final in the St Albans half, but we need to make this count. And St Albans having to defend here against Ryan Gondo, arguably one of the form players in the league. But Mac, just going back to that disallowed goal, the linesman put his flag up very quickly. What a lovely ball that is towards Ryan Gondo on the left-hand side. We'll talk about that in a minute. Is Ryan Gondo going to set someone up for the Beavers? Wilson Carvalho, edge of the box, lovely feet. Been very bright since he's come on. Sam Cox, right back, all the way up there, and it's gone for a corner. Great play from Hampton Richmond Borough.
This is
Wilson
good football.
Carvalho's played very well there.
Yeah.
Great ball, though, towards Ryan Gondo. But Wilson Carvalho, disappointing as it was to have Nathan Minas. Oh, listen, I'm going to stop talking. Listen. Hopefully you can hear the Beavers chant there. Isn't that good?
Yeah. Taking my Hampton hat off, as any football fan would relate to, hearing fans at a football stadium again singing, chanting, is what it's all about. And
they chant in a minute with Hampton Richmond Borough with the third corner of the game. Sam Deadfield he's done a short one. Tries to swing the ball in, but it's well defended by St Albans and cleared, and it's away now with Sean Jeffers. This is going to be tough here, but Sam Cox, great header from Sam Cox, but he's still got to win this battle. Well done, Sam Cox. Captain Sam Cox, get in there, son. Matt, I don't know if, but Sam Cox,
There was that was an interesting one.
Slightly worrying for Sam Cox.
Yeah.
Sam Cox has had a very bad injury, and he's only just recently returned to the side. But well done, Sam Cox. So great defensive work.
I mean,
I'll be honest though, Matt.
Yeah.
It did go through the back of him actually, so it is probably a foul. But it wasn't.
It wasn't. No, watching that live, I mean, it looked to me. It looked to me that he possibly. I'll get my words out in a minute. Kicked the floor, but no.
Either way, Hampton Richmond Borough on the attack, but we've got to make a bit more, because I don't think a team as good as St Albans are not going to go through the motions, as we heard their own manager say moments ago.
Well, the Beavers are on top, Seb. The last 5 to 7 minutes, Hampton have been the better team. There's no doubt about that. And you know, it's at times like this when we have got the upper hand and we are playing well, playing some good football. We've got to bury these chances. And you know, going back to the Carvalho opportunity earlier on, I'd like to see the replay because I'm dumbfounded as to how he's. I mean, your point is well made. We scored the goal.
Yeah,
of course we did. But if you're Gary McCann,
I know you'd be furious because he's got no one near him.
Because there's no one near him. You don't, you know. But
one thing I will say is, and we'll say it in a minute because St Albans are on the attack, and it's Sundaya again who's looking very, very decent in this game. And he's not just staying on the wing either, he's cutting inside and almost Gondo or Carvalho-like. But St Albans, that's a lovely bit of football from St Albans, but it's offside. The linesman said it's offside.
Sam Cox, did I have hold of his shirt there?
Yeah, he did. He did actually. But what was I saying about... I can't remember what I was saying, Matt, but offside. One thing I will say in Rui Donaldson's defence, right? I've been at a number of games this season, and Rui Donaldson hugs that line so well.
Well, it's a very, very good point.
He has that line so well, and he gets called offside when he shouldn't be. Don't think so. Not sure.
No, was that offside? He's just.
Yeah.
On the subject of Rui Donaldson, Seb, in the chat, Stan Curd. Hi, Stan. Thanks for tuning in. Do we think Donaldson is the best left midfielder in the league? Now, I know. I mean, he's
brilliant.
He's a very, very good player. Mr. Consistency. There's no doubt about that. Is he the best left midfielder in the league? I don't know. He's without question up there. He's a very good player. I'd have him in my team, I think.
Well, I mean,
you know, every week. There's no question about that.
But I said, Karen. Yeah, I mean,
there we go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a foul. There we go.
It's not.
That's a foul. That's not a foul.
Probably not a foul.
To me, I think that was a bit.
If that's
soft.
a foul, it's probably as much of a foul as this one down here with Sean Jeffers. With Sean Jeffers, he's still saying it. But anyway. Keep going, Beavers. Keep going. Miles Anderson in front of me. Anyway, it's
there's no one in the box.
A chance for St Albans to try and get a bit more ascendancy in this. But Matt, what's the clock saying? Because I can't see the clock. And
we're on 34 minutes.
34 minutes.
Yeah.
Hampton Richmond Borough have definitely been on top in this opening half hour. But a team as good of the quality of St Albans, yes, as I said, can play better. I think. Maybe not if Hampton Richmond Borough stop them playing better, but so far, what a header that is from Miles Anderson. That might hit the effects mic. It does hit the effects mic. Don't touch the ball because the steward's got to touch it with his hand.
Yeah, we're under strict rules to you're not allowed to touch the ball as the ball comes off the pitch.
Yeah, we can't touch
reasons.
the ball. The steward just in front of us has got his gloves on, and yes, we don't want to. In the interest of COVID-19, we have to. But that did hit the effects mic. You might have got a loud thud from that one there, but yeah. Oh, try and go. You might have to. Yeah. So only because that screen might fall over, but we'll be right. Anyway, the lockdown diet.
Well up, Rui Donaldson.
Here we go. Anyway,
the referee's given a St Albans throw there, which looked like the wrong decision.
Good header from Miles Anderson.
From where I'm sat.
Knocked our effects, Mike. Dave and Jason, you might want to move it. I don't think it moved it that much. It's pointing a bit further upwards than maybe you would have liked. But that's just me talking to our production team in the background there. But hey, anyway, Rui Donaldson on the left-hand side.
Good ball. Slightly too long.
He tried to hit it through, but it's a bit too long there, wasn't it? Anyway, there's no doubt about it. The Beavers have been the strongest side here. But let's. Yeah.
No.
I think that is Matt. I think that is.
He's made the most of that.
Arguably soft.
Yeah, I think he's clipped him.
He has clipped him, but
I think Sean made.
Tell you what though, Sean Jeffers has definitely shown a bit more of the target man, number 9, about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's. I thought Sean was excellent when he was with us for that short period of time.
Moved from Chelmsford because he scored for us against Chelmsford. Scored for Chelmsford against us last year. But anyway, St Albans with a free kick. Matt, how many viewers have we got here?
We're at 415 viewers.
415.
Which is fantastic.
I'm well pleased with that.
Yeah.
We've been around 500, 700, so 500, 600 last couple of weeks, but yeah, there's at least 100 of them. Oh, anyway, St Albans header through.
Offside.
Fairly offside as well, but fairly well defended again by Hampton Richmond Borough. A team with, I think it's 8 clean sheets, isn't it? Yeah. And despite the presence of fans, you may have heard Gary McCann there on our effects mic. Anyway,
that's a great ball from Miller Rodney.
That is, and that is a great take from Ryan Gondo. Decent defending. That's an amazing take from Ryan Gondo. Brilliant. And he puts the ball towards Sam Cox, who's going to try and get the ball in, but it goes out for a throw-in for the Beavers. Ryan Gondo, who started the season at Whiteleaf and has played 4 games for the Beavers, and we've won them all.
Brilliant.
And it's not been a coincidence because he's been at the forefront of most of our performances recently. Just an absolute outlet up front and a real bright spark. And to be fair to him, though, one of his quieter games so far. But that is because he's been so good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're holding him to high standards, don't we, already? As I say that, he's just put the ball out there, So, no, Ryan Gondo is a talented footballer.
We're lucky to have him, to be honest, Seb. He's fantastic. You know, he's come in and he's looked like the danger man most games he's played.
He has. But I have to say, Wilson Carvalho, the 2 up front or the 2 near up top, and Rui Donaldson have looked more dangerous today. But Miles Anderson, great header for Miles Anderson. He's great play again.
At this rate, Luke Ruddock and Charlie Wasmer are going to struggle to get back in the side, Seb.
What a problem to have, though. I mean, Gary does have that problem. That's a lovely. Oh, it looks like we were going to find Ryan Gondo then, but the ball goes all the way forward to the keeper. But yeah, St Albans fans, if you're in the chat, hit us up in the chat. I imagine you've seen better performances from your side this season. I'm not saying it's a bad performance. What I'm saying is, you know, Hampton and Richmond Borough have looked fairly on top. You know, I'm not saying that. And I'm just seconding the words of your own manager, who said stop going through emotions. You know, and
I'd like to see. I think I don't know what the possessions.
They're not playing as well as they did when we played.
No, they're not. They're not. I mean, they've not had. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've had a shot on target.
Not yet, Matt. But there we go. They've got a throw in. So you know, we
let's
could have
not
absolutely jinxed that from a massive height. And the St Albans fans in a minute will be laughing when. But we shall see. We shall see what happens so far. Anyway, the throw-in goes in, and it's tried to be flicked on, but that's well played by Jake Gray and Terrell Miller-Rodney, picking up the pieces. How many times you say that? And Hampton Richmond Borough on the counter-attack now with the newly contracted Sam Deadfield, and he cuts inside, well played. He's going to try and find Ryan Gondo, but it's just, and unfortunately that's not the ball that Sam Cox
pulled.
That's Sam Deadfield. Yeah. He knows he skewed that a little bit. But it was the right idea, I think, because Ryan Gondo was Ryan Gondo was free on the left-hand side. So we shall see. But anyway,
Alec has actually posted his Instagram.
Yeah.
Is it Instagram handle?
Handle? Yeah.
Alec James _94.
94
there you go, Alec.
For your amazing shots of. If you look, everyone loves snow. You know, especially in the Alps, it looks bloody lovely. It looks a lot better in the Alps than it does on my road next week when I can't drive the car out, because when it snows, everything goes.
You can't drive the car full stop, Seb.
That's true. Yeah, that's a lie, isn't it? That's a lie. But no.
When Mrs. White.
Alec. Exactly. Alec James _94, and Alec is
80,
out in.
94. He's 94.
Follow out, and you might almost pick. He's a big fan of Austria Salzburg, I think it is. Alec, I hope I've got that right. I'm be in trouble if I haven't. But yeah, give Alec a follow anyway.
Great play there by Michael Clark.
Yeah, and this is good running by St Albans, and they're into the box. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's fair to say he's put too much on that.
Quite sure what happened there.
And I can hear the keeper.
The St Albans goalkeeper.
Absolutely furious with the ringer there. Because I tell you what, great work from the number 6 there, Michael Clark.
Michael Clark's played. I mean, he's done that fantastically well from
forward,
he did.
Like Beckenbauer almost. You know. But fantastic work, and then put the ball out to the wing. And
I think it was Mitchell Weiss.
It was Mitchell Weiss. I don't. Weiss, you say?
I think Weiss. I think it's Weiss. Yeah. According to.
Not Weiss.
No, it's not Weiss. I've been told that it's pronounced Weiss. But yeah, if any St Albans fans in the chat want to correct us, then please do. But
please do.
I am reliably informed that it is Weiss.
But yes, he he's not done himself any favours, and he knows that. You know, the footballers at this level, and again, if you are new to non-league football or National League South football, these are good footballers. They are good footballers, and they're good athletes as well. You know, these are part-time footballers, but they're athletes, and they train, and they don't train full-time. But I tell you what, you see their Instagrams. These guys are in the gym most days. They're doing training work, and they're in their parks, in their back gardens. These guys are good. These guys are good footballers. And you know, if you can go to a game at non-league level, at this level, hopefully Hampton Richmond Borough or St Albans, please do, because it's good football. It genuinely is good football at this level. And I think we've seen a decent game so far, haven't we, Matt?
I think the referee. Sorry, I'm just a bit distracted by what that was. A very odd decision by the referee there. Very harsh on Sam Deadfield.
Before Matt goes on, sorry, very quickly, we're going to have Jack Labar in a minute sat in our seats, and we're going to be interviewing him, or certainly Ben Morton will be interviewing him. So please send any questions. Jake Gray recovering in midfield, probably for the third time.
He's done excellently there, Jake.
There's one thing you have to do in this side, midfielders and attackers. You have to defend, and you defend. You know, Jake Gray did extremely well, and that's And I think number 18 from St Albans might be having a word here.
Yeah, well, that's Sundyer again, Seb.
He
is not happy at all.
Yeah. But Tyrell Miller-Rodney and Sundyer are going to be spoken to, and I hope... No, it's just Sundyer, I think.
There was a bit of afters. Sundyer is definitely... He's claiming
that's the first afters we've had, isn't it, Matt? Let's be honest.
Yeah, we have. It's been a pretty... Yeah, Sundyer is claiming a stamp. He's claiming a stamp.
Yeah, I know, and he did put his arm out at Tyrell Miller-Rodney. But anyway, what we don't want to see is Tyrell Miller-Rodney getting involved in any shenanigans again. And to be fair, in this instance, I don't think he was, because it's Sundyer getting spoken to. But hard to tell.
I think he was just. Yeah, just.
This is the magic of beauty.
This is the beauty. I think he was.
Yeah.
I think just. Couple of things on the chat, just whilst there's a brief pause in place, Seb.
Did he get booked there, by the way? He did get.
I don't.
He did get booked.
There was a yellow. Sorry. Despite the awful cross, how do you think the surface is playing? Looks a little bobbly. I mean, it is. I mean, we've had a lot of rain in southwest London over recent days.
Matt, I'll be honest. Thursday afternoon, when the rain was cascading down my window, I was concerned about this game.
Yeah, it was chucking it down.
Just sod's law for all the amazing work that went into it.
I mean, I'm looking now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Any pitch is going to get a bit cut up, but it's looking all right. It's a bit bobbly, of course it is, but it's we've got, and this is...
That's a lovely touch from Sean Jeffers, and a lovely...
Yeah, great touch there.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, the work that Richard, our groundsman, does, I mean, this is without question one of the best playing surfaces, I think, in the league.
Yeah.
And
one of the best grass surfaces, Matt, because
grass
obviously
surfaces,
becoming rarer and rarer grass surfaces, aren't they? I mean, St Albans is grass, isn't it, as well?
Die-hard Hampton fan Robert Wallace is asking for a shout-out. Hi, Robert. Robert Wallace.
Robert Wallace, he's got to be Scottish with that name,
Are you Scottish, Robert? Come on. But no, there's your shout-out, Robert. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Robert, and thanks to all 432 of you.
Anyway, St Albans going to swing the ball in, but it's cleared again by Miles Anderson, who's cleared a lot today. Sam Cox tried to get the ball there, but he didn't, and then it's a through ball towards Sundyer. It's a great goal. That is a great goal and finish. It's a great through ball to number 16, who's Mike Mitchell Wies. And I tell you what, it's a lovely through ball towards him, and he's slotted it fantastically into the corner. You have to say. Fair play.
That's what you get at this level, Seb. We've taken a foot off the gas there. That's against the run of play. There's no doubt about that.
Play, but you saw Sam Cox running out to there, didn't get the ball, and then there was a bit of space, I think. But one thing I think you have to say there is maybe it was a suspect defending, but one thing you've got to say, that's a good finish from Mitchell Wies. Mitchell Wies, isn't it?
Mitchell Wies, yeah. Was my.
And I think you can hear Gary talking to his players there. I think that's the first time we've switched off defensively, I would say.
Yeah.
And we've been punished by a team in third position. You're going to get punished if you switch off at this level against teams of that calibre. But it's 1-0 St Albans, 42nd minute. I think the goal went in there. And if you are of St Albans persuasion, and you will be very happy with that, because I think you've not only you are in the lead, but
that's their first shot on target.
I would say it's a first shot on target, but a great shot on target. Absolutely fair play. So. Second shot on target would be a reliability.
Second shot.
Yeah.
2 shots, 1 goal. Not a bad ratio.
Not a bad return. And they yes. Anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough came back from behind, going behind last week. I'm not sure we'll score 6 again, but we certainly got enough attacking threat to hopefully create a few more chances. But St Albans, the visitors, have taken the lead here, and it's going to be a corner to Hampton Richmond Borough. So what corner number is this? 4th corner now of Hampton Richmond Borough, and they want to hit back here, Matt, but it would be a good time to hit back if you are.
Yeah, it would be, just before half-time.
But yeah, disappointing. I mean, you might be able to hear it in our voice slightly, but look, that's let's try and remain impartial, Matt. And long way to go in this great game. That's not the best corner of the game so far, and it's Jake Gray's had to do a lot of the dirty stuff. Jake Gray so far, and Sam Deadfield, shall we say, putting the ball out. But anyway, time for well, in a couple more minutes we will be speaking to the Hampton Richmond Borough chairman about the difficulties of getting this game and getting fans inside this stadium, which is, I will tell you now, it's been difficult. What we hope to do in the coming weeks, and also maybe Sam Deadfield's contract as well. But if there's anything you want to be asked to Jacques Labar, the chairman of Hampton Richmond Borough Football Club, please put it in the chat. If you're a St Albans fan, why not stick a question in? Keep it light, keep it friendly, but yeah, that's definitely our ball, because Kyron Fowler's headed the ball against the back of Mitchell Weiss, the goal scorer. And yes, for St Albans and Hampton Richmond Borough on the attack now. Be nice if they can get a goal in just before half time, but at the moment the visitors are leading 1-0, and it's 1-0 to the team that lie in 3rd position before this game. And that's well controlled by Sam Deadfield on the edge of the box, trying to find something doing, and he's put the ball out. That's the 3rd time he's put the ball out in recent succession, and he's very frustrated with himself, Sam Deadfield, and we know that he can do better than that. That's for sure, can't he, Matt?
Yeah, you're right, Seb. It's not quite firing all cylinders today, Sam, but we all know his qualities, and the goal has knocked the wind out of our sails a little bit, Seb. I think at half time,
Terrell Miller-Rodney's getting told by the referee to be. And that's half time. Half time to Richmond. I thought Jake Gray was having a word with the referee as we were walking off. But anyway, the long and short of it is, Matt, that St Albans are winning 1-0 here. Slightly against the run of play. I think you can say that, can't you?
It's against the run of play.
But they've taken their chance.
Yeah, they have. They're taking their chance as well. I mean, Hampton will be bitterly disappointed with the score line going into half time. It's been a pretty decent performance from Hampton, to be fair. I mean, I don't think that 1-0 to the visitors is an accurate reflection on the game, but football is why we love the game so much, and St Albans, in full credit to them, they had a chance and they took it.
Yeah, and let's not forget Hampton Richmond Borough did have the ball in the net. Rui Donaldson was adjudged to be offside, and he was asking us at a quiet point in the game, obviously, if it was offside or not. Matt said it looked just offside, but I tell you what, it was tight. Whichever way you look at it, it was tight. The linesman did put his flag up straight away, though, to his credit. So whether that's the way he saw it, that's the way he saw it. But we're going to go now. Thank you very much for listening. And remember, this is totally free, this coverage, absolutely free. You've not paid a penny for this, and hopefully, if you do want to just, want to splash out today, maybe you would have bought, if you were here, you would have bought a Bovril or a match ticket or a pint or 2 pints, 3 pints. Instead, maybe donate to our Christmas Beaver Box appeal, which is going to help those fans and families at this difficult time of the year who do need assistance and do need help. So we're going to have an advert for that on in a minute, and after that, when we come back, we're going to have Ben Morton, our roving reporter, and Ben, my co-commentator sometimes. You would have heard him last week against Billericay, and he didn't say the F word, which I bought him a pint for afterwards. And what I will try and do to Ben this week is not try and distract him and put him under too much pressure, which I have done the last couple of weeks. But he will be speaking to the chairman, so please let us know if you've got any questions. And in the meantime, get your wallets out and donate to our Christmas Beaver Box appeal, which we'll have an advert for now.
Sweet. So I'm here at half time with club chairman Jack Labars, and we start with the big question: fans are back. How good is it to have them here?
Yeah, it's great, Ben. It's strange because obviously it's not fans are back as in the numbers we'd like to see, but it's great to see some familiar faces around the Bev, and just good to have a bit more atmosphere than we normally have. I think we're probably at around 100, 150 people today, so it's amazing actually how thinly spread that is, 150 people. But it's great to have people back in. Yeah,
really exciting news. And obviously, Seb mentioned before as well, and we got a couple of questions, but if you want to whack anything in the chat for Jax, do so. But anyway, tell us more a bit about behind the scenes. Well, obviously, I think it's hard to appreciate sometimes how much really does happen to.
Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky in the fact that we've got some great people behind the scenes, such as Dave Rees, Phil Weller, who in their roles as health and safety and COVID managers, effectively, they've got a great knowledge about A, the football club, and B, the protocols which have to be put in place to ensure that we can achieve our safety certificate, ensure that we can get past all the red tape that you have to get past to get people through the doors. And it's been a very difficult and arduous process. There's really 3 stages to it. You've got the physical stage within the stadium here, where our brilliant volunteers, as people who are here today will have seen, have had to do the painting for the one-way system, all the various areas, all the things that we have to put in place as for the COVID protocols. Then we have to get the league approval of our operational plan. And then the final part is to get the council to sign off on the safety certificate. Now, we've been as proactive as possible over the past 6 months to try and get to be as prepared as we can for the return of fans, and we couldn't have done any more, to be honest. But I suppose as expected, the return came very quickly from the first announcement from the government through to the league, then having their meetings. It wasn't until Tuesday this week, after which they then gave us effectively 48 hours to get all our stuff together. So it's a very, very short space of time, and as much as we could do, and we did do, and we were prepared for it, we then have to obviously rely on those other groups to do their side of things. And that's understandably, when there's a lot of different clubs who have to have their stuff approved, etc., it can be really close to the wire to get these approvals through. So we have worked very hard. I'd like to thank everyone who's done their bit for that, especially Dave and Phil. I hope that I think in the announcements that we've put out, we've talked about a phased approach, and today obviously is really just a test event, and I'm hoping that next week, all things going well, we'll be able to see some more fans through the gate, bigger numbers, and hopefully we'll sort of go from there to a proper capacity over the next month.
Yeah, because it's obviously, just like that, what you're saying, you can see how much work goes in, isn't it? It's incredible, really.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, looking ahead to the Slough game, obviously you're saying 100 odd fans here today, and it is fairly spread out, and the aim is to have some more back next week, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. As I say, I think we're probably 100, 150 people today. All being well, I'm hoping that we'll at least double that next week, maybe more. Obviously, there'll be more information coming out this week around purchase of season tickets going forward, and also purchase of tickets for the game next week, if we are allowed to have those fans through the gate.
Yeah, fantastic. And then obviously on the pitch, Sam mentioned a couple times as well, great to get Deadfield under contract as well for 18 months for the club. Yeah, I mean, Sam's obviously a really, really important player to us, and we don't have a lot of players on contract here, but we recognise how important he is to the side, and I'm very, very happy, and I'd like to thank Sam for signing with us, for Gary for his efforts for getting Sam on board, and a really important signing for us, because he is a focal point of the team, and I look forward to him being here for the next however long, but hopefully a very long time. Sweet. Yeah, great. And I've got a question here actually from a St Albans fan saying, finance side of things, how tough is it for our club to be able to stay afloat? I guess is the question, or all the general.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's the same for, and I know it's the same for every club out there in non-league football and league football as well, as we've seen. It has been a really difficult 6 months or so. And we're very lucky that we've got a very loyal and very supportive fan base who have been on board with all of the initiatives that we've done, which has helped us stay afloat, alongside obviously the grant money, which has been very well received, I think, by the majority of clubs, although some of them have maybe bitten the hand that has fed them. But certainly from our perspective, we'd like to thank the efforts that have been put in by the National League Board and by the government and National Lottery for providing that funding, because without that funding there's no doubt that a lot of clubs would be in trouble, and you just wouldn't be able to function and go forward without that sort of support from your fans and from the government. But yeah, it's there's still sticky times ahead. We don't know for sure how long this whole period is going to last, so you have to make sure that you're cutting your cloth accordingly. And the first and foremost, certainly for Hampton, and I'm sure for St Albans and every other club, it's all about making sure that the club is sustainable and is going to be there for the long term.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, despite all these troubles, still got a great team, which we've been lucky enough to be able to go to quite a few games, and the team's performing well on the pitch as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that St Albans have just scored before half-time, because I did think that we were probably on top in that first half, and it's just a shame that we couldn't capitalise on it. Obviously, the goal that Roo scored, which was offside, I think we're very much a second half team. Maybe not the last couple of games. Well, no, actually, the Chippenham game was second half team. But some of the football we've been playing today as well has been excellent. And I'm sure the boys will come out in the second half and give it a good go. Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, Dorking, Dartford, and Hungerford are losing from what I've heard. So yeah, not too bad from a Hampton Richmond perspective. But anyway, a couple of comments here just saying, I don't know, Richard Penny personally was saying, all positive comments saying thank you very much for what you've done for the club. A lot of people on here, very happy done, so thanks a lot, and cheers for coming on. I really appreciate that, and I know there's a hell of a lot of support out there for the club, but it's all of us. It's a cliche and it sounds cheesy, but it really is a team effort. It's everyone on the board, it's all the volunteers, it's all the fans. You've had to be patient. I'm glad we're getting you back in now, and I hope to see more of you over the next couple of weeks. Indeed. Right, so then we're going to go to an ad break now. Mundial. We're going to wonderful Mundial. What a thing. So we're going to go to that, and then 7 Matt are going to be back for their radio broadcast to continue. Super. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks, mate. No worries. Bye.
We tell stories that matter.
You're listening to
We know what makes fans tick.
The whole team is supported by the whole town.
We know it's about dedication, about history, about community. Here, there, and everywhere.
It's going down.
Sometimes it's about boots. Sometimes it's about clothes. And sometimes it's just about getting away. We know what they watch. We know where they go. We know what they love. We know it's not always easy connecting with fans, but we know how to help. And we know because that's what we are. Fans.
Brilliant, and thanks very much to Jax for that. But we thought we'd get one of the fans, one of the lucky few that came into the game today. And this fan here is Stuart Moore. He's been great watching from afar and really. Yeah, well, anyway, Stuart, let's get to it. How pleased are you to be back at the Bev?
Well, it's great to be not afar at last. After I counted before I came out, 259 days, I think, since the Oxford City game, which seems like so long. But it's been terrific. It's been great to get here. And it's just the atmosphere around the ground. There's only 100 of us here, but everyone appears to be really happy to be here. Why wouldn't they? And everyone's being really friendly and respectful, and it's just really, really good. Great atmosphere, really great.
I mean, obviously, Stuart, I know you're a big football fan, and you've been going to various games when you could before lockdown and stuff like that. But and I know you've been following from afar, listening into the commentary while you're at different non-league games. But how much better is it to be able to watch your own team?
It's just the whole thing, isn't it? I sort of woke up this morning, I thought it's a normal Saturday. Coffee this morning and out with the wife, bit of shopping, but I've got football to look forward to. So it's kind of turning into a normal Saturday, which is great if we've missed those for so long. So getting here was good. It was just exciting to make the journey, find the usual parking spot, and come into the ground. It's been just great. The football's almost sort of secondary, really, isn't it? I know we're one down. We're playing well. goal against the run of play. But the football's almost secondary. Just to be back here to make this start of another journey, and long may it continue.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned the game there as well. We have played quite well, and we've been a bit unlucky not to have scored, but probably switched off one for a brief second, and obviously a team in third is going to punish.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough game, and but I think we've certainly been hit against the run of play where they have been playing well. Unlucky with the offside goal, and I'm sure they've got something in them.
Yeah, well, you were a bit closer to us because you were behind the goal.
I was a little bit to the side.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it was or not.
I always find those difficult because there seems to be more attacking players in the picture, but I'm sure the ball went back, which I think means it wasn't offside.
Well, that's what we did mention. But those are the breaks, and it's been a good game so far. And hopefully, all being well, this goes well today. But just to come back to the Beveree, and obviously when it gets ridiculously cold, that's when fans are allowed back. But
that's part of the fun.
You wrapped up warm.
It's part of the fun, isn't it? Yeah.
But no, and how have you? The team's about to come out in a minute. So last question, Stuart. I'm just going to ask you score prediction.
I wanted to come here, so let's at least just get a draw. It's a big game, two top sides. So I'm going to go 1-1. I think we'll pull one back. That'll be enough.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Stuart, and that's great to hear.
Thanks to everybody.
We'll pan and thank you very much. We'll pan the camera back to the action because the players. But that was the sound. That was the voice of Stuart Moore, who's been keeping track of Hampton and Richmond Borough from afar, but one of the lucky 100 or so that have made the trip inside the stadium today. So thank you very much, Stuart. Really appreciate it. And the players are now coming back out, and they will be behind the goal. And Stuart will be joining the ranks behind the goal, socially distant, of course, behind the goal, hoping to cheer the Beavers on to an equaliser, maybe a winner, who knows? Or anyway, hoping to cheer them on for a decent performance. But hopefully it's going to be more of the same. Hopefully it's going to be more of the same because apart from conceding, obviously. Hopefully Matt's just come back with the teas, which are much needed. It's absolutely Baltic. But look, I'm not going to complain about it being cold because I know you guys and every one of you are watching it at home and you probably would like to be here. But before the game just gets underway, let's have a quick look at the scores in the National League South.
Yep.
Thank you very much to the the FOTMob app. Let's have a look, Matt. You tell us. Quickly.
Here we go. Just quickly, just rattle through because, as you say, Seb, the players are come back onto the pitch. It's half-time scores here are Chippenham Town 0, Slough Town 0, Dorking 0, Bath 1. Ooh. Top versus bottom. And it's Bath that
a coupon buster,
top. It is. Eastbourne Borough 1, Dartford 0. So Dartford's also went up top there, losing at half time. Hampton 0, St Albans 1, as we all know. Havant and Waterlooville 1, Chelmsford 0. Hungerford Town 0, Dulwich 1.
Well, that's a bit of a surprise.
Plenty of 1-0s.
Turn up for the books. Hungerford what?
Not a lot of goals.
No, Hungerford is set. No, where are Hungerford?
Hungerford are third. No, they've just dropped down, aren't they?
I mean, well, the form bookers. I say it. I wouldn't. Well, maybe it has gone out the window because Hampton and Richmond Borough have won the last 3, but it hasn't in the sense that St Albans are unbeaten this season, and at the moment they are 1-0 ahead. So it will come on, you Beavers, and I can see a number of socially distant fans behind the goal, and they will be cheering, trying to suck that ball in at some point. But yeah, it's and I can hear the chant of Beavers, Beavers, which is a great thing to hear, and I'm sure when. So it would be great. Yeah, it would be great to hear, and I'm sure when your St Albans fans are back at Clarence Park, isn't it? It is Clarence Park, I think. Sorry, I've just been distracted by the sight of a biscuit. But anyway, St Albans are about to kick off. Sean Jeffers, the former Beaver, but very much the main man for St Albans now.
We've just been asked by someone on the chat actually, what are the half-time biscuits today? Custard creams. Got 4 goals after half-time last time. They are a bourbon today. We've got the bourbons, and what are these?
Oh, shorties, shortbreads.
Highland
anyway.
shorties. Yeah.
St Albans are on the attack here, and they have come roaring out the traps, but it's well defended by Hampton and Richmond Borough. And well, Matt, we've got a game on our hands here, that's for sure. I mean, we were always going to, regardless of this, the teams being too far apart. But 1 goal apart, Hampton and Richmond Borough will certainly hope that they can. Do better offensively. Or maybe not better, maybe more ruthless and clinical, which they have been in the last 2 games. Yeah. Me and Ben were, couldn't keep up with the scores last week when we were going forward. It was brilliant attacking play, but we're going to need some of that pizzazz and some of that now. And I say, one of the star players last week, Ryan
Well played,
Gondo, has
Gondo.
tried to start things going there, but that's well defended by the big number 5, James Colocci, and he has absolutely levered that all the way through to Alan Julian. But biscuit-wise, I'm just about to have a bourbon. Matt, what do you think Hampton need to do better in the second half?
I think we've just got to be more clinical up top. Really, we've played good. We played some really good football today. But it's all well and good having a good performance, but you've got to take your chances when they come about. And the fact that we've gone into the half-time interval without a goal, I think Gary will be very unhappy with that. And it just goes to show if you're potent up top. I mean, St Albans very few chances, but they went into half-time break with the lead. So I think Gary will be wanting much of the same, but some more sort of clinical finishing and some sort of powerful attacking play. I think will be on the order for Gary. But there's a long time to go in this game, and there are two very good sides out there. Third versus fourth, as we all know. And I think this is going to be a entertaining second half.
Well, Matt mentioned there that St Albans are potent up top. Those are the cruel members of you will know that I'm not. That's why I'm wearing my hat. But with my lack of hair, but it's something that Hampton Richmond Borough have definitely remedied in the last couple of games, being more clinical and efficient in the final third. But it's something we will have to be more potent. And again, I see it's strange. We've been here, Matt. This is what the fourth home game of the season, and it's just weird to see and I hate that it feels weird to see fans behind the goal. It's as a smattering of fans, but it's
a smattering of fans. But do you know what?
There's in the terrace over there. Look.
What I like about it is
all socially distant, of course.
There's just that little buzz now. It's not a big buzz, but there is that little buzz, a little murmuring of fans talking.
Anyway, Wilson Carvalho, well defended by James Colacci. To be fair, both the centre defenders have looked fairly solid. In fact, most of the defences you come up against in the National League South now, I mean, arguably maybe not Billericay last week, but to be fair, I've said that again, but Billericay for the first 20 minutes defensively, they looked like they were going to be a real threat and really, really tough nut to crack. Didn't prove to be the case in the end, but and the fact that the manager left during the week may point to other things, and we shall see. But anyway, Sam Dedford on the edge of the box. But it's something Hampton and Richmond Borough. They are going to have to break them down. And St Albans at the moment, all 9 of their outfield players are in the final third. Only Sean Jeffers upfield, and that might be the case, and it has to be the case if Hampton want to try and crack this St Albans nut, Matt. But Matt's just adjusting his scarf there. He can't talk at the moment. He's adjusting his scarf because it is cold. But let's Rui Donaldson. I don't know why Wilson Carvalho didn't carry on running there. No. I share Rui Donaldson's incredulity at the fact that he didn't follow that up. But
right, I'm back in the game.
Wherever you're joining us from, Matt, we've had some shout outs. Austria, where else? But let us know where you are listening, even if it is.
I did see Charleston, West Virginia. There is a viewer.
Oh, West Virginia, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in from all those thousands of miles away.
There's a song there as well, isn't there?
There is.
We'll sing that later on.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll do that later.
We'll
be doing that later on after a couple of beers with our substantial meal, Seb,
we will
after
be
the
visiting
game.
The Jolly Coopers / Squiffy's restaurant for a substantial meal, no doubt about it, because the food is so bloody good.
There is. I had a substantial paella from there the other night, and it was absolutely bloody lovely.
But we will be going there afterwards, and we recommend anyone in the Hampton area that not just a great business and some great food, but instrumental in our Christmas Beaver Box campaign, which we are running at the moment. Nick and Jane there have been absolutely brilliant there, and they continue to be so, and will be so the next couple of weeks. So support local businesses, but also support those who are helping support others. So,
they're unsung heroes of the Hampton community, because they do. I know for one that they do so much for the Hampton community. And
I'm not laughing at their input, obviously. Sorry, Nick and Jane. I was laughing at the fact that the keeper was put under pressure there by the Hampton and Richmond Borough fans who cheered and mocked him, and he put out a mark for a throw-in. So, again, it's just nice to hear those things and talk about those things after a long, long time. 72% of the year has passed since we last saw these fans. Anyway, Terrell Miller-Rodney shoots. No, he's been given a judge to have.
I think that's.
Well, if he thinks that's an elbow, Matt, is he going to book him?
Yeah, that's.
I don't think that is.
You're entitled to put your hand out like that if you're defending yourself.
If you do think it's a foul, then surely you think he's used it unfairly.
Yeah.
And surely it's not a yellow. Is it not a yellow?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I'm not asking Tyrell Miller-Rodney to be booked, but
No, I completely agree.
I don't want to see a player booked, but if you think that was like that,
It's
like
very-
when players go down, they don't think it's a penalty, but then, well, if you don't think it's a penalty, you probably should book them. But hey, I'm not a referee, I'm a commentator. I'm sat very cold and warm. So cold in a warm coat, which isn't working as well as I hoped today. But Dean Inman's cleared the ball there for St Albans, but Hampton and Richmond Borough need to get a bit of fluidity in that midfield, and I think the way that St Albans have lied so deep, and again we talked about the number 8 Nuabuki, who was the best player on the pitch in the opening game of the season. It's not allowing the Jake Grays and Sam Deadfield to have as much joy going forward as they previously would have liked.
It's a good point, actually, Seb. And if you think about it, both players have had pretty quiet games for Hampton. And
well, Jake's had to do a lot of dirty work, hasn't he? But Ryan Gondo was trying to be set free then. But it's the number 4 as well for St Albans, the Kyron Wiltshire. Another Kyron with a K. Actually, they're all with a K, aren't they? Or Kieran. I'm getting confused with my Kyrons and my Kierans. But yes, that is making a difference, isn't it? But let's see what happens over the next 10-15 minutes. But the next goal is obviously all important. As good as Hampton and Richmond have been, if they went 2 behind, then
it's
it
different
would be
games,
against a team of this quality. Team unbeaten. Let's not forget, team unbeaten this season. St Albans, the only team unbeaten in the National League South, and I imagine in most of the top tiers of English football. Didn't do my stats before the game. Ryan Gondo was trying to make something happen, but he overruns it. Symptomatic of his game today. Probably trying a bit too much there, and it was Nuabuki who kept it, wasn't it? And St Albans are going forward here now, Matt. And it's
St Albans are playing with more confidence.
And they can as well, because they can take their time a bit. They're 1-0 up, aren't they? They don't have to rush this.
Yeah, the goal has done the world of good.
Number 11's through on goal here, and it's well defended. It's not well defended. That's a great save, is it? Is that an amazing save? I can't.
Tyrell Miller-Rodney.
No, have a look.
Yeah, Tyrell Miller-Rodney has just made an absolutely fantastic. He's injured himself in the process there.
I thought that was a certain
2-0. Miller. I'm looking at the sort of the feed, and it's hard to tell. I mean, it's a great save by Alan Julian, but Miller-Rodney, I think, has done fantastically well to put his body in there.
From this angle, Matt, it looked from all the world that was 2-0 St Albans.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
good football from St Albans. Anyway, and it nearly looked like it was going to be again, but
they've come out the traps very, very well here.
Assured, I think.
They look like a different. They're like a different side.
But here we go.
So Ryan Gondo has just drifted there.
He's according to the linesman, come back from.
Yeah, he was off there, Seb.
Yeah. A bit of frustration there from Ryan Gondo.
Yeah.
And rightly
Tom
so.
Bender with the free
kick.
kick.
The best of Ryan Gondo in today's game, but there's still time. There's still plenty of time, but we have to be wary of this St Albans. It was good football for St Albans there, wasn't it, Matt?
It was.
There's a reason they're third and unbeaten.
Yeah, no, they're playing well. They're playing well. They've come out. As you mentioned earlier on, the gaffer Ian Allison, ex-Arsenal Ian Allison. I mean, he was shouting. We're going through the motions, guys, and they're not. No, they've gone through the motions. There's no doubt about that, and they've certainly reached the top, because they're knocking the ball around here now with much more confidence.
Jake Gray's done today has to be remembered. Tyrell Miller-Rodney's done extremely well there, but he probably should have set the pass. And I don't know. I
don't think that was a foul, Seb.
Well, do you know what? I'll take it.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, St Albans fans.
We'll take it, but that looked like he. It was
Kyron Wiltshire.
He'd overrun
it. It goes to show, doesn't it? The Kyron Wiltshires and players like that, they really have. It's a good midfield, this St Albans midfield. I think it's their strongest part of their game, don't you think, Matt? The midfield. Nuabuki's got it. Oh, there we are. The Beaver chance.
There we go.
Oh, a winter warmer wonderland. That tee just went hit the spot there. Let's just say that. Anyway, they're on the attack here. The goal scorer Weiss has put a lovely ball through. They're attacking with real purpose here, St Albans. Hampton and Richmond Borough are going to have to be alive again from the visitors who have really come out the traps. It's fair to say. I imagine Ian Allison's words, and I'm not putting the word. I'm not trying to guess what someone who played for Arsenal and an experienced manager, but I imagine he would have said something along the lines of, we've got away with it a little bit there. We've not been very good, but we've come in 1-0 up. So let's make the most of it. And to be fair to them, so far St Albans have. It's Hampton and Richmond Borough that are looking for that fluidity and possession in the St Albans half. But if you're a St Albans fan, then you should be very pleased of how your what are we in? 54 minutes?
Yeah, 55 in.
55 in.
Yeah,
the team are 1-0 up and looking stronger at the moment. But this game, obviously, can change very quickly. And if you're a Hampton and Richmond Borough fan, you'd like to think we might be able to get into the game a bit more. Certainly the forward players. Certainly Wilson Carvalho not been quite as alert as he was in the first half. Certainly played well in the first half, Wilson Carvalho. But
yeah, he did. He looked good when he came on.
He did. But and again, of course, we talk about this. We put all this through the lens of Nathan Minas started the game instead of Nico Muir. And I don't know if it's too early to start saying that. The ball hasn't been sticking as much. Nico Muir is not a target man by any stretch of the imagination, but he's arguably one of the most skillful forwards in this league. So he keeps the ball close to his feet. He doesn't keep it up traditionally back to goal and then lays it off. He keeps the ball trying to make things happen. And I think the goal against Chippenham the other night was exactly a case of that. Got the ball from a long ball, did some great footwork, and scored from an acute angle. But I think we're missing that a little bit. Let's not be too harsh on the Beavers, because first half we were the better team, played well and probably should have scored. I mean, arguably we shouldn't have conceded, but we should have scored, I would have thought.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, St Albans are still St Albans here on the attack here. Tyrone Mulroney, and tell you what, the midfield again, that's Wies, the goal scorer, who's been good defensively as he has going forward, and Ryan Gondo just not quite the right ball through from Jake Gray there.
The right idea,
well,
and it was
by Joy Makune.
It was the right ball. It was definitely the right ball, just not quite.
Jake
didn't quite get it
put his
right.
hand up towards Ryan Gondo there. It wasn't. Yeah, but I think, I'll be honest, as players, I think Jake Gray's had more, has played as good as most players for Hampton and Richmond Borough today. More than dirty work, and probably needs to do a bit more of the attacking stuff. And yeah, like then should have got the ball through. But that ball might come out and bounce over here, and the steward is racing. Only the stewards can touch the balls really, because obviously we don't want fans to be giving the ball back or touching the ball, because all these players are they're in the red zone, the pitch is the red zone and we're in the amber zone. So Sam Deadfield lays it off towards Ryan Gondo, but Ryan Gondo looks like he was fouled, but Jake Gray looks like he was going to have a shot. Rui Donaldson might have a shot though, and he's put it over and put it in row. It would have been Rose there, but slightly better there. Good football there from Gondo, Deadfield, Jake Gray, and then slightly rushed. I think I don't think there was any real need for him to have a shot, was there?
No, I mean I'm going to be.
That's harsh. I'm being harsh.
The critic in me says if I'm Jake Gray, if I'm Gary, I'm wanting Jake Gray to have a pop there.
Well, we know what Jake Gray can do.
We've seen him.
We saw that against Oxford City away with an absolute perler. The best goal at Hampton. Oh, that's not a great kick from the St Albans player there. And Rui Donaldson has won that, and it looks like it's well defended by the number 5, James Colocci, who's played well. And there's a bit of a coming together there. And Rui Donaldson is not going to give that ball up at any point. And St Albans are saying that he's gone over a little bit too harsh, but I don't think he's done anything wrong there, Rui Donaldson.
No, I think the St Albans players making the meal out of that.
As they would, 1-0 up away from home, and in the same way that we're 1-0 up away from home. But I think he's entitled to go for the ball, Rui Donaldson. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, if those of you who are joining us, thank you very, very much. Wherever you're listening, someone from West Virginia, we had listeners in Austria. We've had, Hampton. I'm sure there's people listening, watching, and listening at Hampton. I know the Jolly Coopers will be watching, so that's at least 2 people. But yeah, it's been a great day. It's been a great day so far, I would say, off the pitch for the Beavers. We have over 100 fans into the ground for the first time since March, when we played Oxford City before lockdown 1. I'm going to call it lockdown 1, Matt, because that was we've obviously had 2 since the second one since then. But yeah, it's great, and the fans there's a smattering of fans behind the goal, and hopefully they'll be trying to suck the ball in at some point as we get further on into this game for Hampton and Richmond Borough. Apologies to any St Albans fans, but it's been a great day. And Sam Deadfield signed a contract, unfortunately not quite got into the game as much as we would probably have liked, or has he shown in previous weeks. But it's what are we on now, Matt? Half an hour to go?
Half hour to go. I still think that the game's in the balance, though.
Keeper's gone off. St Albans, there's a delay here because the St Albans keeper's gone off for. Remember, he sat down after his great save.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He's gone off for some treatment, and obviously we can't it's not like we can play with 10 men with no keeper. I mean, I'd like us to if we could, but from Hampton Richmond Borough perspective, that's not going to happen, is it, Matt? So, but yeah, in the break of play, this is totally free, and this is all due to the amazing work of the likes of Dave Rees, Jason Stewart, Mark George, Archie George, Charlie George, Ben Morton, and obviously Matt alongside me, and all the other guys as well on the media team, like Joe Oliver McCann, and who helped, and Rob Overfield, and I'm sure I've missed someone out, and I'm going to get told off on afterwards, but.
James on Tuesday night actually.
James on. I cannot believe I've not mentioned James. James, who I left
Dowden.
in the lurch due to my due to a family emergency, which Gary mentioned at the end of his interview, which was obviously hugely appreciated for those of you who care, or who. My mum is okay, and she's. On the road to recovery of sorts. But thank you very much for everyone who's been very helpful to me. And it just goes to show what an amazing football club Hampton Richmond Borough is, that people were as concerned about that as they were about the result. But anyway, in my absence, James Dowden did the amazing commentary all by himself at a very cold Chippenham. So James Dowden, thank you very, very much. Again, great volunteers doing great work. And I'm sure St Albans are no different. Non-league clubs are built on voluntary work, and one of the things that the volunteers are doing at the moment is running the Christmas Beaver Box appeal, and we are trying to help 100 families enjoy Christmas as best they can with a big box full of turkeys, pigs in blankets, Christmas crackers, mince pies, chocolates, even some presents. And you can either donate items to that cause, you can either spend money, donate money to us to buy those items, or you can even sponsor a Beaver Box, which is £25. We've been inundated with offers and support. We could do with more, and the more support we get, the more money we get, the more people we can help. It's as simple as that in the local community of Hampton and Richmond. So any help you can give is much appreciated. And yes, hopefully that will. But Matt, we have got. What are we halfway through? Are we halfway through this first half? Second half?
I'd like to give you the answer to that, Seb, but we've had a bit of a technical mishap with the timer at the top. I'm sure Mr. Rees is.
Mr. Rees is
all over this,
and
like a cheap suit.
That will happen because it's all voluntary work. And look, I hope the feed's been great so far. Hopefully you can all agree. But
I think
anyway,
we've got about 25
on
to
the
play.
Attack. Dean Inman, it's well defended by the number. I think that's number 18 again. Our main man, Solomon Nuabuki. But anyway, Hampton Richmond Borough on the attack. Ryan Gondo cuts inside, shoots! That's a great save from the St Albans keeper. That is a great save. And Saddam Deadfield with chucky toes in the box, lays it back, but not quite. And that's well defended by, I think it might be. It doesn't matter who it was well defended. It was well defended, wasn't it? But Ryan Gondo still got the ball now. Oh, he's done well, the St Albans defender. St Albans defender's done extremely well there. A free kick to Hampton and Richmond Borough. Late tackle on Sam Cox. But Matt, what a shot from Ryan Gondo. And I'll be honest, a fantastic save from Michael Johnson.
He's done well there.
I would say the best save of the game so far, no question. Alan Julian's save was quite good, to be fair. And actually, Michael Johnson's save in the first half was excellent as well, wasn't it? But I tell you what, there was a lot going on there. There was a few fouls, and I think the St Albans player is saying maybe Sean Jeffers fouled before.
Sean Jeffers,
and he might be right.
I've got sympathy with him actually.
He might be right,
Seb, I'll be honest with you.
Let's just go back to that Ryan Gondo chat. That was Ryan Gondo all over.
It was
inside with the beauty of a shot.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Michael Johnson got down.
Johnson was
so quickly.
Yeah, Johnson was equal to it, and fair play to the St Albans keeper there. Fantastic save. But Gondo showing signs of what he's capable of, cutting in with that fantastic electric pace of his, and unlucky for Hampton, but Farrell with the free kick.
Great header from Tyrone Miller-Rodney, but I tell you what, there's that man again, Solomon Nuabuki. I tell you what, I'd like to, if you're a St Albans fan, please tell me he's been this good all season, or if he just plays. And that's Sean Jeffers though. That's a great save from Alan Julian, and we need to mop that up for getting that. Sean Jeffers on the break, and he's shown, hasn't he, how well he keeps the ball up there and how good he is. And it's a good save. It's gone straight at Alan Julian now, hasn't it? But
in quick succession, we've seen we've seen two very, very good saves, and we've seen exactly what Ryan Gondo and Sean Jeffers are made of.
I tell you what, fantastic work from two great attackers, haven't we?
Yeah.
But also good keeping work from Alan Julian
very
and
much
Michael
so.
Johnson. But what I was saying before that, the number 8 for St Albans, once again, one of the best players on the pitch, as he was in the opening game of the season when he was the match winner and also the man of the match. So St Albans fans, do let us know if he's been this good all season. I imagine he must have been. You're third in the league, so I imagine he's been pretty good. Anyway, Ryan Gondo's free on the edge of the box, but he's not. He's snatched it. He almost had time there, didn't he, Matt? He almost had time.
He actually had
said how much time
he had too much time, and he's got to take. You could have taken a touch and gone straight in on goal there.
But if you're a Hampton Richmond Borough fan, that's 2 chances in quick succession, sandwiched in between a great chance for St Albans and them, but much better going forward from Hampton Richmond Borough. And if they're going to get back in the game, they're going to have to keep doing that. They're going to have to keep knocking on the door. But Michael Johnson is keeping them out at the moment. Admittedly, that chance from Ryan Gondo, the second one, wasn't the hardest bit of work for Michael Johnson to do. But anyway, it's if you are just, how many viewers have we got, Matt? Let's have a look.
What are we on? 456.
456. That's pretty good. I'll take that a lot. I think the difference in that and the numbers we've had in more recent weeks is probably due to the fact that there's a lot of people here today, or more people here. There's certainly around 100, and they will be looking for Beavers to score. It'd be lovely if the Beavers could score. Apologies again to St Albans fans, but the way they've been defending, it's going to be tough work. Wilson Carvalho, nice feet in the centre of midfield, lays it back to Sam Cox, who lays it out towards Ryan Gondon. There's a bit more space opening up now, but Hampton and Richmond Borough have to make the most of it. Sam Deadfield is one of those players that will try and find that space. Wilson Carvalho out towards Ryan Gondon, but it goes straight out. Too hard, although I say too hard. Matt, I might be saying this far too early, but it hasn't quite been Ryan Gondo's day so far.
No.
But we know the quality he's got, so we know that in a second he could shut me up.
Yeah, no, agreed. He's frustrated. He's frustrated. There's no question about that.
Ryan.
But we're what are we? We've got a.
Well, Matt, we've got 6. Matt, I'm just reliably informed by Kieran O'Neill, who'll be writing the match report for the non-league paper.
Yes,
please buy it tomorrow. We've got 6 shots each at the moment for either side, and so I think it's definitely the chances that St Albans have had. Now, this is, in the first half, this was a game where St Albans looked like they have got scored and when they didn't necessarily deserve it. What I'm trying to say is Hampton had the better of the first half. St Albans have been very good second half, and this is 2 very good teams. But Wilson Carvalho is trying to get goal side of number 19, who's been brilliant. Jay McCuna, who is, I think they've defended very well that back 3, haven't they? You've got back 3 or back 4? It's hard to tell. It's been quite fluid, but I think it's fair to say this has been a very good game of National League South football, and
it has.
I wouldn't want to bet. I'm not allowed to bet. I'm a director, so I wouldn't want to bet on how this way would go. Of course, St Albans currently live favourites as a third-place team and 1-0 up, but there's a lot to go in this game, and Hampton and Richmond Borough are going to make a substitution. It looks like David Fisher's going to come on. But Matt, what?
We had just a couple of comments from the St Albans fans. The consensus is definitely that Solomon is always on the job for the Saints, which is
well, that's good to know. I didn't want him to play well against
it's the second game.
He's a player.
He's got a touch of the Harold Otometes about him. Remember Harold, who was.
By the way, I think he's still available. Good. The referee's going to. That's Kyron Wiltshire, who's also been one of the better players at St Albans, I would say.
Yeah, he's had a good game. He has had a good game.
But anyway,
we're asked if this is ex-Stevenage player Alan Julian. The answer to that is yes,
absolutely.
It is.
37-year-old Alan Julian, experience aplenty. Newport County, Stevenage, Gillingham,
Brentford,
Billericay. Most recently at Billericay, 4 years at Billericay, and he. Let's just say he enjoyed returning to his old home, and we won 6-2, so he was disappointed that we conceded 2. Great header from Dean Inman towards Wilson Carvalho. Jake Gray again doing the dirty work in there, and the Beavers on the attack here, but they need to get something here, and that would be another corner for the Beavers. And this is right, Matt. What are we on time?
Yeah, the time is in the process of being sorted out.
The time is being in the process of Do you know what? Time is immaterial. Football is on.
We've got about 15...
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
20 to play.
20
to play, yeah.
And it's been a good game of National League South football. Here we go. Kyron Farrell swinging the ball in. Well, there's that man again, number 8. Solomon Nuwabuki, fantastic player. Got to be, Matt. Got to be one of the best defensive midfielders in this league. As I say that, great ball from Terrell Miller-Rodney. Ryan Gondo on the edge of the box, cuts inside, and it's a corner to St Albans. I thought there for a second that Ryan was going to twinkle toe his way through that defence, and the Beavers were going to be through on goal. But anyway, a bit better from Ryan Gondo in the last 5-10 minutes though, Matt, and he's going to swing the ball in now, but a bit too deep and very easy for Michael Johnson there, and it's well claimed. Commentator's curse. Anyway, yes, I think again, Matt. Solomon Nuabuki.
Nuabuki and Sundaya.
I think Karen Wiltshire has been fantastic as well.
Karen Wiltshire's had a good game.
Yeah.
Sundaya.
Actually, I think defensively,
Jeffers has played pretty well up top actually for St Albans.
I don't know. I don't know what seems to be the break here.
There's a defender actually doing a shoelace up by the looks of things, who's now back up. There we go, and it is actually going to be a Hampton substitution.
Hampton substitution.
Is that David Fisher, Seb?
David Fisher. Who's going to come on for, Matt? Who? I wouldn't like to guess.
I'm going to go with Gondo.
Yeah, I think it might be, and I think it will be actually, and I think no, it won't.
I can't see that. It looks like
David Fisher's coming on.
It's Rue.
For Rui Donaldson. David Fisher's coming on for Rui Donaldson, and maybe Ryan Gondo's moving over to the left-hand side. Yeah. That's why it looked like he was getting substituted.
There you go.
But yes, we have got 15-20 minutes or so left of this game, and Hampton Richmond Borough scurrying around for an equaliser, and who knows, maybe something more. But at the moment, St Albans, the team in third position and unbeaten this season, holding resolute. Holding resolute or being resolute, whatever. They're resolute. It doesn't matter. But here we go, Matt. It's it's going to be, and it's big. David Fisher, hopefully, for his third game, I think, for the Beavers. He's third game. Yeah. Be nice to see him get on the score sheet. Be nice to see him equalise. But he's definitely got the minerals.
On loan from AFC Wimbledon. For those of you wondering.
Well, he's on registration.
On registration.
Registration. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
But anyway, Ryan Gondo on the left-hand side, trying to get a bit more joy, but unfortunately, I think the race is running on that occasion. But the game is what's going to happen now is the game is going to tick ever closer towards a full-time whistle. St Albans, quite rightly, is the away team, and exactly what we would do, are going to take their time and are going to try and see this out. And fair play to them, because they've shown today, certainly in the second half, why they are one of the best teams in this league.
474.
474.
Watches.
Maybe we can get 500. If you're watching this,
come on, let's get it to 5.
Get it 500. The last 15 minutes of the National League South. Good game between Hampton. That's a lovely touch from David Fisher, and Jake Gray tries to set Wilson Carvalho free. And again, I think Jake Gray's done the dirty work today, but not necessarily the work. And that's well done, played by Tyrell Miller-Rodney, and it is a foul there. But come on, the Beavers. Sorry, slipping into fan territory, but genuinely. Oh well, I think if just speaking as a neutral, if Hampton and Richmond Borough score an equaliser, then it might make a better game of it.
yeah.
Even better game for the last 15 minutes. Come on, even you St Albans. No. Of course, you want your team to see out this 1-0 win, and there's. Hey, who's to say what will happen over the next 15 minutes? But it's been a good game of football. Beavers with the free kick to the far post. Dean Inman gets a lovely header towards David Fisher, and then tries to put the ball in towards the box, but. Bit too easy there for Michael Johnson. I could see what Dean Inman was trying to do. Just didn't quite work, did it, Matt?
No, it didn't, Seb. It didn't. It's not quite working for Hampton this second half.
This second half.
Yeah.
Certainly not. We did well first half. It's not that bad. We were the better team first half.
It's that killer instinct.
I think we're panicking a little bit. But I tell you what, Matt, there's a Nico Muir-shaped hole up there. And that is no reflection on Nathan Minas, David Fisher and Wilson Carvalho. But Nico Muir has been brilliant this season. Every single game has been brilliant. And not just in goals, his work rate has been incredible. And keeping the ball up there, keeping the ball in the mixer, up in that area. And a couple of times the ball was sort of come back too easily from St Albans. But anyway, Dino's hit the ball. Dean Inman. That's a lovely header from the number 19, who's been very good. And Sam Cox has fouled I think he's injured himself in making that foul. Ever running and ever energetic Solomon Nuabuki, who, in my opinion, again has been the best player on the pitch, Matt. Picks up everything. Yeah, sets things going. Yeah. He's just an absolute. He's an absolute linchpin in that St Albans midfield, as he was in the first game. But also have to give huge credit for Mitchell Weiss. Mitchell Weiss, great finish. It was right in the corner. We've kept 8 clean sheets this season. You don't score against us unless it's pretty good. Touch wood. But yeah, Dieneman with a great header there towards David Fisher, who holds the ball up, but I say holds the ball up, he doesn't actually, unfortunately. Hopefully, all good. Yeah, we've just slightly, we've lost picture at the moment, but fingers crossed, all will be worked out. Don't worry. Technical difficulties, but if you can hear us, there's what's happening now is St Albans have got a throw in just in front of me to the left-hand side.
We've got
pictures are back. But yes, Hampton and Richmond, Sam and Deadfield with the ball on the edge of the box. And towards Ryan Gondo, we're probably approaching the last 10 minutes of this game now, and Hampton and Richmond Borough need to find a breakthrough. I mean, Matt, you'd take a point now, wouldn't you, if you offered it to me? But
yeah, you would do. Apologies to the viewers with the slight temporary loss of picture there, but I can reliably inform you that we'll be back with you imminently.
Yeah, and
it's just a small technical mishap.
Let's be honest, it's Gremlins. You know what the Gremlins are like.
Yeah,
it's Christmas as well.
We're back on. I do believe.
By the way, that's the best Christmas film. Gremlins.
The Gremlins?
Yeah, Gremlins. Best Christmas film. Watch it. It's all about Christmas.
Just can't beat a bit of Home Alone for me.
Well, no, it might be a bit, probably not one to watch with your younger kids. I don't. But anyway, we've had technical Gremlins today a couple of times. But you know what? It's free and it's still really good coverage.
We're up and
thank
running
you very
now.
Much. St Albans, free kick, a corner, well headed clear by Kyron Farrell, but only as far to St Albans on the edge of the box. And we're going to see what happens here with St Albans. There he is. Solomon Nuabuki. I can't shake his hand because it's social distance and all that and different bubbles. But I tell you what a player he is. I'm amazed that I'd like to do a bit more. We should have done a bit more on his background. I'd love to know where he's come from, because I think if his performances against us are anything to go by, I think he's probably at the wrong level. I think you can sometimes tell when players are just that extra step above, and he's looked at both games. But anyway,
Christian Smith coming on for Hampton.
You might have heard the Tannoy announcement there. Christian Smith's going to come on for Miles Anderson, who's played well defensively his first half, but yeah, I think that's probably as much in mind to use Christian Smith at set pieces.
I think Gary mentioned that Anderson, did he have a fitness test, Anderson, before the game? I think he might have done. So
he's been brilliant. I'll be honest, I think he's been... For someone to come in from on loan and to fit into an established team like a defensive unit, I think he's been excellent. And I think full credit to him. There's a reason we've extended his loan by another 28 days. Christian Smith asking some questions there of Alan Julian, and he's still asking questions of Alan Julian. And Sean Jeffers isn't going to not chase that down. And Sam, that's a lovely ball when you think about it, though, from Alan Julian to Sam Cox. Sam Cox looked like he was fouled there, but he's kept the play going. But it looks like it might go all the way through to... Oh, it needed to be a good kick because he's come straight out of his goal there. I tell you what, decent keeper, Michael Johnson-Ali. Come out very quickly when
he's very commanding at the back.
Very good saves. In fact, I remember he made a... Actually, no, we didn't play very well in the first game, but...
Oh, blimey.
Okay, yeah, I understand there are some technical issues. Apologies, it is Christmas. The Gremlins have come here for Christmas. Anyway, we're going to try and describe this as we on the radio. Wilson Carvalho has just given the ball away, unfortunately, for Hampton Richmond Borough persuasion. And Hampton and Richmond Borough trying to find a way through this St Albans defence. And St Albans, is this their first substitution, Matt, or is it the second substitution?
This, I believe, is their first sub.
Number 14. No. The goal scorer, Michel Weiss has been replaced by...
there's quite a bit of...
by David Noble.
Quite a bit of chat about Gremlins definitely not being a Christmas film.
Well, we'll have this discussion another time because we're going to get in the last 10 minutes of this great
fantastic.
Game.
Yeah, there's quite a few people on the chat.
But I tell you who's just come on the pitch, or was going to come on the pitch for St Albans, David Noble. Not a bad player to bring on. Ex-Bristol City, a good player, and hopefully, David. I mean, what a player to bring on when you're 1-0 up away from home and just to help see the game out. David Noble, man, my word, that's a good substitution to make. So the Beavers' task has become even more difficult But St Albans who are throwing, well headed away by Dean Inman, but it's a midfield from St Albans picking the ball up again, and there's David Noble putting the ball into the corner towards Sean Jeffers. But yeah, Matt, I mean, Gremlins is definitely a Christmas movie.
Gremlins,
please. We'll worry about this afterwards.
That's caused as much of an uproar as it
Look
did with the Bourbon versus Custard
Cream. Tell you what,
chat.
look where Gremlins is set. Look where Gremlins is set.
Go on.
Look at the time period it's set. Come on, he goes out buying Christmas trees. Gizmos swinging around on a Christmas tree. Anyway,
the consensus is that you're
St
talking
Albans
nonsense.
are on the attack here, and Sean Jeffers, that's one player you don't want to have a sight of goal. And
Well
I'll tell you, one
done,
player
Dean
who didn't
Inman.
let him have a sight of goal was Dean Inman, who's been very, very good again today. Maybe part of the switching off. But anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough on the counter-attack. Sam Deadfield on the left-hand side passes it out to Ryan Gondo, and the Beavers are on the attack now. Come on, the Beavers. Sorry, Matt. Go on. You and Ryan Gondo.
Gondo's gone down in the box, and the referee
Goal
has
kick.
pointed to the goal kick.
Yeah, the goal kick. I mean, for a second I thought he pointed to the spot and the fans behind the goal. And isn't it nice to say that there's fans behind the goal?
Yeah, it is. It is.
But maybe a bit hopeful there from this position.
Lots of chat about Noah Brookie being at the wrong level from the St Albans faithful,
Okay,
but
yeah.
in a good way.
Oh,
I mean,
no, absolutely.
it's great to see. I mean,
Burgers and sausages are being passed right past in front of us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll have one of those, please.
Yeah.
Great to see the
I'll be honest,
kitchen
he's a
ladies back
fantastic player,
at the Beveree.
Yeah, the kitchen ladies are back.
kitchen ladies are
St
back.
Albans, the St Albans. Yes, we haven't had the Beaver bar. The Beaver food bar has been open today for all those fans who've been lucky enough to make it. Hopefully, the Gremlins are really infiltrated us. But the Gremlins have infiltrated us today. But you aren't missing anything at the moment, because the number 19 for St Albans is down in front of us, Joy McKenna, who's been excellent, I have to say. Been one of the better players, hasn't he, Matt? I'll be honest, I think I'll be honest, if it stays as is, St Albans have done a very, very, very good away performance. If it stays as it is. I say that a little begrudgingly because of my Hampton and Richmond Borough persuasion, but I will say that there's a reason. You can see why St Albans are a third place in this league. And, at the end of the day, Matt, if you lose the teams in and around you, then make sure you do your job against team. Of course, no one wants to lose at home. No one wants to lose at the game when the fans are back.
Yeah.
And of course, we've had a good run to get to this position. I'm trying to get some straws and clutch them a little bit from a Hampton Richmond Borough perspective. There's still time. Of course, there's still time. But
we've had a comment just to follow up on the Gremlins point. Seb, your argument would be good if it wasn't so wrong. So there you go. Thanks, Richard Pentney, for
set a Christmas.
For what it's worth, Richard, I completely
agree. If Die Hard's a
agree.
Christmas film, then The Gremlins is a Christmas film. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, it's true. Anyway, we are going to see the end of this game, and if it's been. Do you know what? Again, though, Matt, I have to say, right? Have we been to a game this season where we've been bored?
God, no. No.
League and National League football is decent.
If
you're watching this for the first time, or don't know too much about National League football, or don't know about Hampton and Richmond Borough, don't know about St Albans, go and watch your National League football if you can, when you can, because it's decent football.
It is
players,
good football.
Athletes, good footballers.
Well, you get to see. I mean, some of the players that have come through the non-league ranks.
And you'll be helping your non-league football club, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
Seems soft, that, but it also seems, Matt, unnecessary from Wilson Covers.
I don't know why he's done that. Frustration. It's frustration.
But yeah. But anyway.
Cries from Dean Inman to rally the troops there at the back for Hampton.
It's not much, Matt. What are we saying? Probably 5 minutes left because with the clock's been against us.
Yeah, we're probably around 5 to play.
I tell you what, it seems to me like this Enter Shaqiri sponsored St Albans City FC might get a very big 3 points here against Hampton and Richmond Borough. Hampton and Richmond Borough looked the better side in the first half, but I think it's fair to say that St Albans have come back into this. But David Fisher on the right-hand side against Joy McKenna. And David Fisher's done extremely well. Flight of foot, lovely. Oh, it's not. I look like it was a. Do you know what? That wasn't a bad ball. That wasn't a bad ball, and it just didn't quite happen. But it's.
Oh, dearie me. That's a poor cross.
Disappointing there for the Beavers. You may have heard. You may have heard.
Sorry, that was my.
But look, Matt. I'm going to clutch at some straws here, and I'm not just going to clutch at straws, but I'm also going to pay tribute to every single person that has enabled 100+ fans to watch this game. And if from a Hampton Richmond Borough perspective we lose today's game, then so be it. I think the most important thing that's happened today is that we've got 100 plus fans into the Chris Sweet Beveree Stadium.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I am clutching at straws. What, I don't care, because this football club has worked. So many people have worked so hard on this football club to get fans back in the stadium, and it's just brilliant. And I hope, and we've played so well recently, Matt. This could just be hopefully a temporary setback.
I think you're right. I mean, St Albans, credit to them. I didn't think they had a particularly good first half, to be honest with you. This has been a classic game of two halves actually, because I thought we were the better team in the first half, and St Albans have certainly been the better team. We've had flashes, but it's not. St Albans.
Joey McKenna, again, one of the best players on the pitch.
McKenna's
the
done
number
well.
19, the tall number 19 there. David Noble there in the centre of the park, one of the game's elder statesmen.
The referee's got to.
The referee has carried on there, and wasn't Sam Cox fouled first?
Sam Cox has been fouled 2 or 3 times there. I mean, he's gone in, and then the ref's actually given a foul to St Albans for what I assume he's suggested is a late tackle. But for me, looks
like Christian Smith is going to move into a more advanced role, Matt.
Die Hard, also not a Christmas film. You're digging yourself a bigger hole.
Hey, the hole will be deep as anything, because I'm digging. But no, thank you very, very much for everyone who's joined us today. Please, if you can, donate to the Christmas Beaver Box appeal, hamptonfc.net, and help. We can have minimum donations of £5. We will spend that money on getting something towards the boxes that will make someone's Christmas even better. Come on, if you can, please do that. But anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough are on the attack here. Ryan Gondo on the left-hand side. Not quite been his day today, and his 100% record of winning with Hampton Richmond Borough is under threat here. But we take a point if we could get a point, that's for sure. But and here we are, Tyrell Miller-Rodney through on goal, and he skewed it across. He should have probably kept that low, Matt. Let's be honest, Matt. He should have kept that low, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he should have done Seb, but it's not. He's not
Gary now. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Gary's going cut back.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's absolutely right.
I don't know why he's gone for goal there.
One thing I will say about Tyrell Miller-Rodney, he is fantastic in the centre of the park of breaking up stuff and pinching the ball, moving forward. I think it's fair to say that he's not the best passer for Hampton and Richmond Borough, and probably not the person you wanted in that position there. If it was a Gondo, if it was a Wilson Carvalho, then it might have been a bit better. But hey, football's football, isn't it? Not on that occasion, it didn't happen. Great header from Sam Cox. But that's also a great header from David Noble. And Hampton and Richmond Borough are going to have to throw the kitchen sink at it. I say as one of the girls from the kitchen walks past. See what I've done there,
Very
Matt?
good, very good.
It doesn't come for. Oh, it does come for free.
What a touch from Sam Duff.
And if that results in something, then that's
showboating. Showboating.
I said it when he came on. David Noble, one of the most experienced midfielders at this level, was superb.
Well done, Carvalho.
Back there. Fantastic from Jake Gray. David Fisher. Great tackle from the Kyron Wiltshire there, who's had a fantastic game. And Hampton and Richmond Borough on the attack here. Tyrell Miller-Rodney has fluffed the pass, and I said it, didn't I, moments ago. Passing is not his strongest point, and it looks like, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope the St Albans fans can forgive me, but it looks like it's a 3 points to St Albans here.
I think we've probably got about, what do you reckon, two?
Well, I haven't seen the board.
I've not seen the board yet, so no, we're definitely in the 90 minutes still, but it can't be. And again, apologies to the viewers for the lack of the time at the top. We've had a bit of a technical problem, but there's got to be a couple of. I can see the board, the
neon sign.
The neon sign.
Looks like it's Solomon Nakabuki who's going to be through on goal here, and if he puts the tin hat on it, then he's going to take it to the corner. He's taking it to the corner, isn't he?
There you go.
He's run away from goal there, which I would say he might be. Why has he done that?
I don't know why he's done that.
We're big fans of Solomon, back here, even as Hampton and Richmond Borough fans.
I'm not a huge fan of any player that goes into the corner flag, especially early on. We've done it so many times this season.
There's still a few minutes left now. I thought Solomon Nuabuki had got the better of Kyron Farrell. Great touch from David Fisher.
Well, the ref's given a foul there. Now, this is a dangerous position, Seb. We've got some talk. I mean, you've got Christian Smith up there. You've got Dean Inman strolling up there. 5 minutes of injury time.
We hit 500.
We are on 469 viewers.
That
We've
would
got 5 minutes of injury time.
5 minutes. Jeez Louise. And you can hear the fans behind the goal maybe. Or if you can't,
this is nail-biting stuff.
Anyway, Kyron Farrell puts the ball in towards the box. It's well headed by the number 3, the captain, Tom Bender. Superb defending from them, which has been the case the whole game. Wilson Carvalho looked to overrun it, but Kyron Farrell lays it off to Ryan Gondo. This needs to be good. And it's not good. It's gone straight out. And it increasingly looks like this is Hampton and Richmond Borough's day, and this is very much St Albans City's day. The unbeaten side are going to remain unbeaten here by the looks of it, because even if Hampton do score, I don't imagine there's time enough for 2. But yeah, it's and Matt, and I might have my Hampton and Richmond Borough hat on here, but I think a draw would have been a fair result here. Do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Again, I maybe the straws maybe being clutched, but we've had, I won't apologise for the language you may have heard then, because that's football, isn't it? But, you know, anyway, St Albans are on the attack here, looking to put the icing on the cake. But that's a great tackle from Dean Inman, and he's going to go forward. But look at Solomon. And that's it. That's a great ball
by Dean Inman.
Ryan Gondo, and Ryan Gondo's going to, and Sam Deadfield's going to keep running into the box here. Sam Deadfield's going to keep running in the box, but Ryan Gondo, it's good defending. It's not a good cross, but it's still decent defending by St Albans. You know, you can be a rubbish cross.
Hands to the pump here, Seb.
I tell you what, St Albans.
Dean Inman is the only Hampton player.
Is this Dean Inman has tried to find it Ryan Gondo. To be fair, he's found him quite a few times there. But it increasingly looks like St Albans are going to go with 3 points here, but there's still a little bit of time, a slither of time left for these 100 or so Hampton and Richmond Borough fans, because they have to be Hampton and Richmond Borough fans. Season ticket holders, McCann 12-man phoners. St Albans are going to try and make a substitution, as they would, and as we would do exactly the same if we were 1-0 up away from home. Another very good player.
Sundyer has had.
There's been some. Yeah. Matt, I don't think there's necessarily, but both sets of players have given their all this game, haven't they? And it's been a decent game. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'll be gutted that Hampton and Richmond might not get something from this. They might still, but I tell you what, St Albans are a tough nut to crack. We've seen that twice now. They're third in the table and they're unbeaten. There's a reason for that. They're a very good side.
They're good. They're a good side.
But there's going to be a long throw in here from Kyron Farrell, which is going to find they've defended extremely well most times, haven't they? And they're on the attack here now. And they might, and they've got number 11 running down the wing here, who's been very good, Shane Banton, to be fair. But he's given the ball away unnecessarily.
He's given the ball away now.
And Kyron Farrell's going to hit that ball long towards Christian Smith, who threads it through towards Wilson Carvalho, but it's well defended. No, it isn't. Sorry, Wilson Carvalho's done extremely well. Absolutely huge credit to Wilson Carvalho for his play there. Ryan Gondo in the centre midfield. Kind of want Ryan Gondo on the wing here, but David Fisher. That's not a bad ball, and it's Sam Deadfield flicked it through, but the linesman's flag's gone up. No, it hasn't, and Jake Gray's hit it over. I thought the linesman flag, I got distracted by the linesman flag, and that might be the last chance of the game for the Beavers. Thank you very, very much for watching and joining us. The Christmas Beaver Box appeal is still available for all donations, cash, but it looks like St Albans are going to take all 3 points back here. It was a decent first half performance from the Beavers. Second half, not as fluid. And St Albans going to make a substitution with Zane Banton going off now. But yeah, Matt, what are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I'm thinking that this. I know we said it earlier on, it's been a bit of a game of two halves. Hampton were the better side in the first half. St Albans have been, in my opinion, by far the better side in the second half. Albeit, the last sort of 5 minutes, Hampton have piled on the pressure, but it feels, I am a little bit biased, obviously, with the...
Shit! Sorry, Dean Inman has headed the ball into our commentary area. Anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough on the attack. Jake Gray trying to find a way through, and it's banded all the way through to the keeper. Let's just say Dean Inman's header landed plumb on Matt's computer. The
computer went flying. Yeah, cheers for that, Dean.
Well, it kept us alive, but I think that might be the last chance now.
A cold cup of tea has
gone
flying.
flying as well. But I tell you what, it's a great header from Dean Inman, and Kyron Farrell has headed it clear. Christian Smith towards David Fisher, who tries to hook it on, but there was no one to hook it on to in that position. Maybe a little bit of just. But anyway, look at David Noble. That's sent. So I did say to you, and it looks like St Albans are going to take that ball into the corner, and it's that man, Solomon Nuabuki, who, in my opinion, has been the best player on the pitch yet again.
He's had a good game. Yeah.
It's a corner, St Albans, and I think that puts it. St Albans are going to win this game 1-0.
Yeah.
And huge credit to them, because they didn't play particularly well in the first half an hour, I would say. They came back a bit in it, and then obviously took the lead just before half time, but they played very well this half.
But it goes to show you've got to bury your chances.
It does.
There is no way that we should have. That we should not have scored a goal this game.
Well, and I
I'm
think,
sorry, but
I think Rui Donaldson will be asking us again probably after the game. Was it offside? Was it offside?
It was difficult to see. I mean, for me, it looked like he was offside. I couldn't believe it when Carvalho passed it, but.
But at the same time, the linesman said it was offside, and that's all that matters. Anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough on the attack, but I think it's going to be well defended by St Albans, and I can't imagine there's many seconds left of this game, Matt.
No, surely not.
Yeah, but Hampton and Richmond Borough on the attack.
I mean,
now.
you've got
Dean
an outside chance here that if we
No. See, there's no one there. Where are the players?
Referee has a look at his watch.
Yeah, he had a look at his watch, but he's still playing. But St Albans are on the attack here, and they may put the icing on the cake, but they do. Solomon Nuabaki has just scored, and do you know what? Fair play, because that's 2-0 to St Albans. We're going to be angry about that defensively, but you know what? If any player's going to score a goal in the last kick of the game, then it'll be Solomon Nuabuki, who has been absolutely brilliant in this game. I have to say, it's been a pleasure to watch him. I say that unfortunately, but St Albans are going to take all 3 points. St Albans are unbeaten still. Hampton and Richmond Borough's home form, once again, not quite as we would want it. Fortunately, our away form is very, very good, but disappointing day for Hampton and Richmond Borough, Matt.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's especially so, with the fans back in the ground. I'm sure Gary would have wanted to have got the 3 points to thank the fans for their patience and everything else, but I think that the best team have won this game. And there's some very dejected-looking Hampton players out on that pitch right now.
There is, and but then again, Matt, we've got St Albans listeners here. Hey, a good way, and the referee will blow his whistle. That was virtually the last kick of the game, and St Albans will take the 3 points back to Hertfordshire. And well done, St Albans.
Yeah, full credit.
Credit where it's due. It's not like they didn't. And will we be back here next? The attendance as well, by the way, was 97. And you know what? We might be clutching at some straws, but there's 97 fans in here today have seen Hampton and Richmond Borough play football.
Absolutely.
We've lost, but well done to St Albans. Well done to their team, and well done to their players, and well done to Solomon Nuabuki. I like him.
Did we do our MOMs? We've gone Nuabuki.
Do you know what? Yeah, because but maybe for man of the match, Hampton and Richmond Borough, I would probably say Alan Julian for 2 good. No, I don't know.
Matt, what do you reckon? I knew you were going to put me on the spot there. I thought that, to be fair, Anderson actually played really well, especially first half. I know he went off with
I think there were more 6s out of 10s rather than 7s or 8s for Hampton today, which are probably a bit reflective in our second half performance. I thought Terrell Miller-Rodney played very well, but then in the crucial moments, when
Sam Cox played quite a good game as well.
But as it is, St Albans have beaten Hampton and Richmond Borough at the Chris Sweet Beveree Stadium in what some people called the battle of the best shirt sponsorships in the National League South. Enter Shaqiri, and the band members and their fans will be very happy tonight, because their team has won 2-0 against Hampton and Richmond Borough. And yes, disappointing for Hampton and Richmond Borough, but I tell you what, we won't play many better. Well, we won't play these again, thankfully, because they've beaten us twice.
Yeah.
But I think there's a reason why St Albans are unbeaten and in third position.
Yeah,
and you'd like to think we won't play as many good teams as that this season.
No,
and if Hampton and Richmond Borough can rebound and get back to business next week against Slough, then all things will, But Matt, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, really. Full credit to St Albans.
I think so.
It was a really entertaining game. Good side. I think Hampton should have
scored. They should have scored at some point.
Should have scored at some point in this game, and it would have been a different game. But we didn't bury our chances when we should have done. And
being quite blunt about it, we were punished. And St Albans took their chance. They, again, much the same as with the first game of the season. The midfield, we've harped on about Brackie the whole time. Newer Brackie, but him and Wilshire and Sundial, they've just bossed it again, and they've won the midfield.
The spine, the centre of their defence, and the goalkeeper as well were excellent. Sometimes you don't always get beaten by the better team, but sometimes you get beaten by a good team. And you know what? It's, again, we lost to Eastbourne here. We lost. Did we lose to Eastbourne? We lost to Hemel here as well.
Yeah, we've lost to Hemel. We lost to Eastbourne. We lost to St Albans at home. It really is quite extraordinary if you look at our home form versus our away form. And we're up. But
again, Matt, I suppose clutching at those huge things, huge straws. We've won 2 and lost 1 out of the last 3 games, and we probably would have taken that, wouldn't we?
We have, yeah. No,
so Matt,
let's
go on the FOTMob app, shall we?
Yeah, shall we have a little
brilliant
canter through?
Sponsors of the
for those 290 odd of you that are still tuned in.
Dorking and Dartford have both lost today.
Well, I never.
So there you are. That says unless I look at how does that leave the table, Matt?
That leaves us in 5th. I'll have a very, very quick canter through. It's Chippenham 2, Slough 2, Dorking 1, Bath 2, Eastbourne 3, Dartford 1. Hampton 0, St Albans 2, Havant and Waterlooville 3, Chelmsford 1. They're the dark horses in this league, in my opinion. Havant. Well, I say dark horses. They've played.
Well, they have. Yeah,
they've got a very, very.
During the week, but yes,
they did. Yeah. I think they're going to be well out there. Hungerford Town 0, Dulwich 3. Now, what that means for the table? Dartford are still up top. With
it's
25
pinching up,
points.
Isn't it? And especially with St Albans and St Albans. Well, St Albans have got 3 games in hand, so
you're right. I mean, St Albans are in 3rd place. So Dartford are top with 25. Dorking haven't played 12. Dorking are 2nd, having played 11 games with 23 points. St Albans also on 23 points, but with 2 games in hand over Dorking.
3
on Dartford.
Blimey.
So those St Albans fans, I mean, played 9, won 7. Drawn 2, lost 0. I mean, that's a pretty good return for
Matt,
the
what I want
Saints.
to point out is here, yes, and St Albans, I tell you what, win their games in hand, and they are very much the top of this table.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And then, but then if we look at it behind, and we should look at it from Hampton Richmond Borough perspective, Eastbourne Borough. Just above us on 19 points, but only by 1 goal. Hampton and Richmond Borough on 19 points with +6. Hungerford Town on 19 points +2.
Having played 1 game more than us
exactly,
as well.
And then there's a 3-point gap to Maidstone, who have got a game in hand on Hampton and Richmond Borough, but then they have to win that game in hand. Hemel Hempstead are in 8th, just outside the playoffs, with 16 points on 12. And again, Hampton and Richmond Borough have got a game in hand on them. Then we've got the Ebbsfleet and Havant and Waterlooville. So there is, this table. But if we're going to clutch at straws and be positive, Hampton and Richmond Borough, as we're going into December, we've played 11 games. Hampton and Richmond Borough fairly ensconced in the playoff positions there with 3 points. And 19 points. And yes, we wouldn't have wanted to lose to Eastbourne, Hemel, and certainly wouldn't have wanted to lose today. But we have the 2 teams we have lost to are above us in the table. Yeah, we drew with Dorking. Drew with Dartford.
We've actually played a lot of the teams up around us.
And do you know what, Matt? We've beaten Hungerford. We haven't played Maidstone yet. We've beaten Hemel. But do you know what, Matt? We've got 2 games against Dorking over Christmas. That could be all important for what? How certainly all important in how the next few weeks develops. But anyway, Matt, how many people are watching?
We've got 212.
Right,
watching.
We're going to sign off now. I
think so. I think we need a very, very, very nice cold pint.
We need a very nice.
We
cold
are in
pint,
Tier 2. We are allowed to go to frequent a public house
and have
a substantial meal, and that's exactly what we're going to go and do. It's almost like the olden days of return for us, Seb.
Yeah, it has, and it has.
A live game of football and go down the pub.
We had 97 fans in here today. 97 more than last week.
Yeah.
97 more than the 2 weeks before. 97 more than we've had for the whole since March the
14th.
So
was
do you know
the last
what?
Game.
Bigger picture and all that, and we got beaten by a very, very good side.
We
could have. Yeah.
Just to finalise, I'm off to see Dean Inman because he owes me a new computer because this is.
Yeah. This has gone absolutely flying. It's caped in tea. I don't quite know how it's actually working.
Yeah, Dienerman's header. Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, exactly. But But thank you very, very, very much for joining us wherever you watched it. And I'm going to do one more plug for the Christmas Beaver boxes, and then we're going to go to an advert, and then we're going to roll the end credits for all those amazing volunteers that have made this possible for you to watch it totally for free. We will be back next week against Slough Town at home, where the Beavers will look to really move on with their home form and do better. But St Albans have won today, the visitors, and the team that's unbeaten in the league, and if they win all their games in hand, will be clear at the top, who are very much in the ascendancy today. And well done to them. Have a great weekend. Enjoy putting your decorations and the like up, but we'll be back next week on Saturday. Thanks very much for joining us, and up the Beavers.